and Dopey.
Two guys that hate each other.
Just shut your mouth.
I hate them.
Shut up.
Don't be unkind.
Shut up, bitch.
Oh, very nice.
Shut the fuck up.
You're a fine bunch of bullies, aren't you?
I'm Opie Anthony.
I could give a fuck. I'm Jim Norton, and I'm on the radio.
Shut up.
The Opie and Anthony Show. It's all about fun, fun, fun.
I'd love to spit in your face.
I will fucking kill you.
Shut up, stupid.
I'm just a zilch and I know it.
Who cares? We're trying to do a fucking radio. I know what we're trying to do. I'm sitting here across from you. I understand that.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
Despicable asshat.
And these dummies that work for us, you guys stink.
Ben looks like a tall baby.
Always laughing in the wrong places. Ben, where's the coffee?
He rock.
Hopefully he's going through a car wash with his mouth open.
And there's Steve.
Steve is a piece of garbage.
And you stink.
You are cordially invited to a robbery rape.
This is family entertainment.
This show is a disaster.
Opie and Anthony Show.
If you have any poo, fling it now.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
I'm Big Dick Black. I'm Big Dick Black.
I see the awful, terrible things in my life and turn it into something funny.
Okay, terrific.
Mom, please stop calling.
You keep your hands off of my mule.
You're just a tool.
Does that bring back memories, Bill Burr?
The funniest fucking guy ever.
Oh, that guy was the best. What a prick. That's going to be really obnoxious this early in the morning. Who's the young go-getter outside the studio?
Yeah, who is that? That Alex P. Keaton-like gentleman walking around.
Oh, it's the FHM publicist.
Oh, it is.
Oh, hey. Very nice.
Suit.
We got a photographer outside the studio, the FHM publicist. For what? They're announcing Miss FHM today. Ooh. Good old Lauren Harris will be in studio today.
Nice.
As they announce her as the FHM Hula. No, don't say that. We have a great relationship with FHM.
Oh.
She's Miss FHM. Wow, are you kidding me? They made a fine, fine choice.
What does the pouring the champagne on the girl's chest symbolize? What is that?
What
does that symbolize? When champagne, like the cork pops and bubbly,
I don't know,
creamy foam just goes all over the face and chest.
I don't know what that symbolizes.
I like that.
I don't know what that symbolizes, but
the
tongue piercing, I know what that symbolizes. She likes a certain activity.
Jesus, what does it say that in her likes and dislikes?
You know, we got to calm down, man. I got to tell you right now, we got to calm down.
You don't really need to say anything after you make a move like that.
No.
We really got to calm down, though, because we're starting to get a nice relationship with FHM.
Don't screw it up.
Opie and Anthony, we might be doing some things with FHM, so why don't we calm the fuck down? She's just a nice young lady.
Can I see that?
Like they did in the old days.
She's a piece of ass, though, I'll tell you that much. And we got a young go-getter outside the studio to make sure everything goes well.
I want to welcome Mark Richards to the program today.
Mark Richards?
From Fort Worth, Texas. Let me read his instant feedback.
All right.
Haven't heard you guys since you went off the air, because he's talking about 3 years ago. But now I hear you on my direct TV satellite today here in Dallas. Good to hear you again. It's been a long time. I just wish I could figure out what time you guys are on.
Well, we're live on the East Coast from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Yes.
And then repeat throughout the day, here and there.
Yep.
All right. And as far as the DirecTV goes, I guess we're at the top of the dial, basically.
Yeah.
We're as far as you could go.
And then you turn into Channel 2.
Channel 2. So all you have to do is go to Channel 2 and just tune down one or two.
I love the fact that somebody could be on Channel 2 and then go to hit the remote, hit the wrong direction and land on us in the middle of some kind of conversation.
Some kind of rant where there's a lot of cursing going on.
Perhaps they're watching their morning news programs. And they're watching Katie Couric.
Yes.
And they think they're going up channel 3, 4, 5, and boom, they hit the wrong direction and hear, like, us talking, just chatting about something.
Just chatting.
Yeah.
This DirecTV deal is just huge for our show. And we couldn't
Certainly
be happier.
is.
All right, we got to get into some things today. Got to talk about the steroid thing. We got to talk about the bear hunting thing.
Yes.
We got to talk about stupid Paris Hilton and her thing.
More publicity for her.
Things.
But we do have to start with our fine photo shoot that went on yesterday.
We had a photo shoot yesterday.
In a fancy place.
It was very fancy, very professional.
Down in the meatpacking district.
Wow.
See Paris staggering out from behind a dumpster.
Spitting out a load.
Nice to meet you.
I did see the Container Store. I was stunned that there is actually a Container.
Can we ask you one question?
What's that?
Container Store, is it on 19th Street?
Yeah.
And it was right near Bed Bath &
something
Beyond.
like that. Yeah, down there in 6th Avenue.
If you saw Bill Burr on his HBO comedy special.
Which is hysterical.
Aired last night, by the way.
Did it? Again?
Very
Yes,
good.
it did.
That is very
You
cool.
didn't feel the ripple effect in the entertainment world?
Well, everyone's calling to congratulate you on the repeat. But more importantly, it's on demand, so that the fine folks out there can watch it when they want.
That's what I do. I have
absolutely.
a comic festival. I'll just put them all on demand. Watch them one after another. Oh, that guy sucks. Funny, sucks.
I still have
funny,
to see. I got to see Jim's.
Jim's was
Jim's
very
was
good.
good.
Tremendous.
It was
Definitely.
excellent. But we're driving to the photo shoot yesterday, and we passed the Container Store, and we all start just laughing openly.
It's the Container Store.
We all kind of thought...
Go to the Container Store. Get some containers for your patient.
one whole wall of the place, the windows, we were passing by, and one whole side of the building was nothing but hangers, plastic hangers, a block long, just red and blue and white and different colors, just filling the window.
Just organize everything in your apartment to the point it makes you want to kill yourself.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to put the pants on the red hangers. The blue hangers are your hangers, and the pink ones are my hangers. Why don't you hang a flannel shirt on a blue hanger?
Just fucking sitting there, kill me. Can you take that hanger and fucking dig one of my eyes out with it, please?
I don't know whose idea it was to make the Container Store, but I guess they do a business over there.
You nailed that one, though, Bill, because if you're in a relationship, you end up doing things maybe you don't want to do. It's just that give and take that happens if you want to be in a real relationship.
Right.
But you took it to a whole new level with that bit with the Container Store. We didn't even think a Container Store existed.
I never knew.
We thought you were just kind of, exaggerating the whole give and take thing in a relationship.
Yeah.
But then when we passed the Container Store yesterday, forget it, man.
Any
we
guy,
lost it.
Any normal guy uses, I guess what would be Bed Bath & Beyond. You use that as the kind of thing where you don't want to go.
That's the hacky one.
Right, that's the hacky one.
It's the exact same joke, but you just switch it up.
Yeah. Exactly.
Instead of saying McDonald's, you go Jack in the Box. I'm an artist.
Because you could have done it with Bed Bath & Beyond, but Container Store is so much funnier.
Container Store.
I don't go with the obvious.
Right.
But
the obvious food chain or whatever.
No.
I take it down another level.
It was great. It was absolutely great.
I don't say Macy's, I say J.C. Penney.
Right.
There you go. Well, we had our photo shoot yesterday.
Yes, we did.
For what? Do we even know what it was for?
Oh,
the stand-ups that are going to be in all the Best Buys, I guess?
I was at it, our life-size stand-ups.
All the markets that we're really hot in on commercial radio, we're going to have, stand-ups in Best Buys.
Is it going to be at least be in color?
Yeah.
Yeah, black
color, life-size stand-ups.
And then they're going to use them for any other occasion where they might need pictures of us, they said.
Right.
Yeah. Good pictures.
When we do something stupid and the press is looking for a photo.
They won't use those.
No.
So you wore your slacks, Anthony?
I wore slacks and, dress shirt, button down. I wore the fine clothes we bought on our shopping spree.
Out of all the clothes that they bought for us on Monday,
yeah,
I only wore the shirt.
Yeah, you didn't wear the pants or the shoes that you had bought.
No.
Thousands of dollars in merchandise wasted.
Because I already knew what I was going to wear.
Yeah.
But I'm not stupid. If they want me to shop on their dime, I'm shopping on their dime.
So he comes in and he's wearing the pants that are ripped up. He's got rips in his pants. And he's like, I think these look good. Doesn't even change into his new clothes.
And, of course, they agreed with me. And I knew the whole time I had the right pants for the right look.
Yeah.
For the look they were going for.
Yeah, the late 80s rock star.
Right.
Like that
but
lead singer.
Shredded with razor blades the whole way down.
Yeah, that guy from Def Leppard wore those things still. Acid wash.
Right, acid wash.
It's all coming back, Bill. It's all coming back.
Yeah, I saw him front row.
And, so I didn't need their dumb clothes.
Yeah.
They were getting, my pants tailored and everything.
Yeah, they had those pants tailored and you didn't even wear them.
No, I didn't need to use any of that stuff. I wasn't going to use the cufflinks.
You didn't use the cufflinks?
Fuck no, I'm returning the damn cufflinks.
Are you going to get the money?
Of course I am. No, I'm not going to get the money. I'll pick out something I want. Want.
Kind of exchange it.
Something that they weren't going to buy at the time.
How much were the cufflinks?
Like $50. $50 for the cufflinks. They're going back. And the really faggy French cut black shirt. Ugh. You
don't like that one?
Absolutely.
What was that,
not.
$80?
110. 110? So I got at least $160 coming my way. So I'm going to go there and get something that I want.
Get something nice.
Yeah.
Well, our shopping or our photo shoot didn't start out very well.
No, I got to acknowledge that Anthony is just absolutely awesome.
Thank you, Opie.
Because everyone expects it from me. You know, we talk about this from time to time, but Anthony lost his shit yesterday.
I lost my mind.
And I was the calm one, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, XM hired a limo.
Yeah.
To pick us up and bring us down to the photo shoot in the meatpacking district.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. I told you he was buff.
Wow. Is that Carrot Top?
Bill Burr was just leafing through, what, FHM?
Yes.
The latest issue of FHM. And as Ant and I are doing our little banter here, and he came upon a page where it shows Carrot Top without a shirt on, doing some curls.
With a little bit of his pubes hanging out.
Jesus Christ, what the fuck?
Yeah, and a V and all that shit, and it says Buff Carrot Top.
He's on roids. This is what you have to do to compensate for the fact that you use props.
Right.
If he could just write some jokes, there's no need for all of this.
Do his pants have to be, like, hanging off? That's like Carrot Top's fucking... Yeah, you don't want to see his pubes.
It's a horrific shot.
Ugh.
It's a horrific shot. Like, the guy's in shape, but why did he have to pull his pants down?
All the way down to his pubes.
And Bill Burr just in disgust throws the magazine toward me so I could see the picture. Thanks, Bill. Appreciate it.
How in shape do you have to be as a comic?
I'm going to give you a nice glass of sour milk after the break so you can feel like I feel right now. Jesus. Anyway, where were we?
Talking about the limo that they hired. Now, it might sound on the outside here like, a limo, it's a big deal. Limos used to be a big deal.
Yeah.
In the old days.
I want to tell you something. You know, I'm sure there's people that own limo companies listening to us now. I'm sure there are people that ride in limos from time to time that are listening to us right now. I got to go on record. I fucking hate limos.
Yeah,
there's only one seat that's good.
They're big car sick machines.
It's there's only one seat that's good. It's the one facing, forward. All the other seats make me absolutely sick to my stomach.
On a long drive somewhere, good idea. If you're in the city, stop and go traffic. He's got to make the big wide turns on the streets and stuff like
awful.
that. Yeah, horrid to drive in. They really are. I'd rather just jump in a cab.
And you know what? And the limo driver's just not nice.
No.
The ones I've had in recent years, just not nice.
Years ago, Opie, when I used to go to the Oscars with Groucho Marx, and the limo would come and pick us up. Now, years ago.
Did you ride in the rumble seat?
Yeah, they would pop up the rumble seat in the back if the weather wasn't too inclement. It was a special thing, a limo ride. Now, I would say a majority of the people out there have ridden in limos.
Yeah,
it's not that big a deal.
Puke stains from prom nights.
Yeah, it's proms. It's you decide bachelor parties, things like that.
I love when people, you can tell it's their first time they ever rode in a limo and they're hanging out and waving to you like you actually believe that they're rich.
And they own
this is their car.
They own it.
Or like when they're all like standing up, like you always see, like there'll be like 5 girls like standing up out of the
sunroof.
Right.
I always want to just see them like rear end the car in front of them just to watch everybody
just bend in half and crack their spines.
Limo's still good for proms.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
You got a lot of people going to the airport. People take a limo.
Somebody turns 21. You're all going to drink.
Yeah, you drink. You don't want to
vomit.
drive.
Or maybe you got great tickets for the Billy Joel show.
You take a limo to the...
Yeah, a bunch of your friends, you all want to pile into a limo because you got that big concert ticket.
Yeah.
That big concert you're all going to that you've been excited about for 6 months. So maybe you rent a limo.
There are lots of limos out there, and the prices have gone down for them. It's not like years ago where only celebrities, sports figures, things like that got limos.
And there was a time when you rented a limo or had a limo, sent for you. You felt like somebody. You felt like a star.
The driver treated you
now the
like
driver's
somebody who deserved to be in his car.
The driver doesn't want to be there.
The man had a cap.
He thinks he's better than you.
The limo cap and the little suit.
You wouldn't make eye contact.
Like Bitterman from Arthur. Bitterman, take me around the park. That guy had the nice hat, the jacket, opens the door for you.
Right.
Now, the limo companies also own the black cars, like just the town cars and things like that. And these drivers they're not exclusive to the limo. It's probably a cabbie that on his time off drives the limo and the town cars. So there's nothing special going on there, which, again, is fine by me. I could give a shit if the guy says 2 words to me.
Mm-hmm.
Just get point A to point B as comfortable as possible.
Mm-hmm.
The guy that was driving the limo yesterday, one of the most nasty, obnoxious drivers I've ever had, ever.
Yeah.
In a cab, town car, limo, anywhere.
Right.
Even if you assorted drunk friends growing up. More obnoxious
I got your quote, but before we get there, I saved it on the BlackBerry here. So he picks me up first.
Yeah.
At my fine abode.
Mm-hmm.
And I walk out. Lindsay and I walk out of the apartment. Oh, you got it on the prep sheet. Cool. And he jumps out of the car without even saying anything else. He goes, "You got a credit card?"
Yeah.
You got a credit card?
First words out of his mouth.
I'm like, what? You got a credit card? We need an imprint of a credit card. I'm like, well, nice to meet you, too. That's the first thing he says to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I don't have a credit
card. Credit card.
He goes, I'm supposed to get an imprint of a credit card right away. I'm like, I'm not giving you my credit card, sorry. This was set up through XM, and when we get to this photo shoot down in the meat packing district, they'll take care of you.
Don Wicklund will come down, and you can imprint his card.
So were you guys a little put off that he didn't recognize your celebrity?
No, I don't give a shit.
Exactly.
We've never given a shit
You should have came down with your headphones still on.
Yeah.
Realized that you were in radio.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't think this guy would give a shit anyway. So then he's all
out of the demo.
Then he's all huffy puffy. And he barely opens the door. I don't even need the guy opening the door, but he's attempting. I'm like, ugh, and I just get into the limo, right? And I'm right there. I'm like, why didn't I take a cab? Why didn't I take a cab? Why didn't I take a cab? Over and over again in my head. It just threw me in a horrendous mood. And we had a very important thing we had to do yesterday, right? And as far as a cab, I could have just shot right down to the meatpacking district. I would have been there in 10 minutes, no joke. I was in that limo for an hour. For a fucking hour. Because now we have to pick up Anthony at the Park Meridian, which is right across the street here, right? But unfortunately, picking up Anthony means going all the way down to the East River to turn back around to get to the west side of Manhattan to get down to the meatpacking district.
Yeah. Kind of out of the way.
Oh, was it a stretch?
Yeah. What the guy should have done, whatever. If the guy knew what the fuck he was doing, there was another way to get to the hotel. That's the point I'm trying to make. It's not Anthony's fault, right? So then we get to the Park Meridian, and Anthony's waiting there, and he jumps in, and then what happens?
Well, again, he goes, I need credit card. I need credit card. Because
now he thought that he was going to get the imprint at the Park Meridian.
Yeah, when they picked me up.
And I said, no.
No, when we get to the place we're going,
right?
Don Wicklund is there, and he will give you the credit card. I cannot go anywhere without the credit card. I get it. Dude, just go and you'll get it. Don't worry, you'll get it when we get there. And now he's raising his voice. He wants a fucking credit card. Now the point is, you're picking up passengers to take them somewhere in a limo. You'll be taken care of. We're not going to gonna get to where we're going, all get out and go, ah, and run, point at him, laughing, and run away. You know, we're not that type. We're not fucking.
Yeah, we're playing this out in our heads.
Here.
We're like, does this guy honestly think we're going to just ditch him as soon as he drops us off at our final destination? What's the big deal?
And everything was taken care of through XM. It was already paid for.
Credit card.
Already, but this guy just couldn't understand anything else but credit card. Credit card. So,
see, people are killing us on the phone.
Fuck them.
They're killing us on the phones already.
Fuck them.
Trevor in Atlanta. Trevor.
Hey, buddy. How you guys doing today?
All right, Trevor, go ahead.
Hey, I was just wanting to call and say, I just started a limo company about 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And it's going off to a very slow start.
Yeah.
And, you guys were just scaring the hell out of me up there talking about how bad the limo service companies
Just get good drivers and you'll be fine.
That's right.
Well, no, I'm the only driver, so, we do professional service and everything, so I'm just trying to say that, not everybody's like that. They need to,
All right.
What's the name of your company, sir?
It's Gold Coast Limousine Service in Atlanta.
Gold Coast in Atlanta.
You sound like a nice guy. Good luck to you, Trevor. We got to move on to Nate in Brooklyn. Hey, Nate.
Good morning, guys.
What's up?
Mr. Kumi and Mr. Hughes, I'm feeling real sympathy for you guys this morning.
You asshole.
The champagne wasn't bubbly enough, too.
Well, it's, yeah, I understand.
Is there anything else we can get you this morning?
I don't like limos. No, I know what I like? Club Soda Kenny drive me around. Because he gives us the special treatment. He really does.
This is something that,
if we're gonna be treated, if we want to be treated right, we know how to do that for ourselves. So as soon as you get a third party involved and stuff, it's just always a disaster. I really should have just jumped in the cab. It would have been no big deal.
Yeah.
So then the guy...
This is something, though, I know people are going to be calling up and bashing us, which is fine. That's part of the program. But this is something that has nothing to do with who we are, what we do for a living, what we make, This is anyone that could have just been out a night with their fucking family in a limo. This is the exact same thing. Picture Are
you trying to relate to the common man?
Yes, I'm relating to the common man because not all of these son of a bitches are homeless fucks that just stand there on the side of the road with snot coming out of their nose trying to squeegee a windshield for a buck.
That's right.
I know a few of you actually do go out. A couple, maybe 2 or 3, have gotten a limo with their family and gone out for a night. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
I'm not saying this is like a nightly thing when me and Opie catch our limo home every night. And we get an obnoxious driver.
Actually, this is a very rare thing for us.
It is.
It's a very rare thing.
And this guy was fucking obnoxious.
Just like you.
A complete ass. So now we're out front of the hotel, and he's yelling for the imprint of the credit card again. Okay?
He won't leave.
Now he's like, I can't go. I won't leave.
Now Opie's threatening to get out and get a cab.
I grab my bag. I'm like, I'm fucking out of here. I'm going to go get a cab. I'm out of here. And I start leaving.
Now, I have to just snap into the voice of reason for a second and go, Opie, to get a cab now is going to take you so long that this is ridiculous. I'll give the guy my card. He can imprint it, whatever the hell he's doing. And then when we get back over there, Don Wiki can come out and take care of this. And I had best not be charged, but, we'll just at least get on our way. Don Wiki. Listen to me, Don Wiki.
Scooter Libby.
So I give him the card.
Yep.
He does whatever he's got to do. I probably got 18,000 calls to Bangladesh on the thing now.
Who knows?
And he gives me back the card.
Very rudely, by the way.
Very rudely. He's rude the entire time, like loud and just not...
How do you rudely give back a credit card?
Fling it. And then he flings it at Opie.
And then he goes, now where are we going?
Where you go?
Now where are we going? I want to make sure we're on the same page.
He didn't even say that first. He just goes, where are we going? And Opie goes, you have it on a sheet of paper. It's right there in front of you. He goes, and he holds up the paper. He goes, I know. I just want to make sure we're on the same page. It's like...
I'm out of here. And I'm going for the door again, and Anthony's like, just no, because now we'll never make the photo shoot, and we have to be there for only a certain amount of time.
No, I just lost my mind. That was the snapping point right there.
Anthony said he was the rudest guy he's ever...
I go, sir, you're one of the rudest motherfucker drivers I've ever had in my life. I go, just drive to where the address says on the paper. Just drive.
Don't. And can I quote you now?
What quote?
Well, after you did your quick rant where you're really blasting them, then you ended it with, shut the fuck up and close the partition. I don't want to see your fucking face. That's an exact quote from Anthony Cumia.
I might have said that.
Shut the fuck up and close the partition. I don't want to see your fucking face. Which immediately got me to laugh hysterically right in the guy's face.
That is an exact
What did he do?
Now I'm in a great mood again. He shut the fucking partition and he shut his fucking face.
I wish I had a mic in the front of that limo.
I know. It was
Fucking infidels.
I'm sure he was
I
just...
should have brought my belt with the explosives.
He was fuming.
He had black in him. Why do you keep doing that voice?
Because he had some kind of thing going. It was, I don't know. He was either Dominican, Haitian, Egyptian. I couldn't tell.
Jesus
He
Christ.
weren't no white guy.
Let's say hi
Can
to
you use the right accent so I can get the correct racist picture in my head?
Yeah, it's just something.
Let's say hi to
He's
Rich.
something other than normal.
We got to hurry this along because the FHM people got to go. But let's say hi to Rich real fast. Rich?
Yeah, it's me, limo.
What?
Oh, yeah, you can't blame the limo driver. You'd be surprised how many times limos get ripped off in the city by people just jumping out of cars.
Dude, it was paid for. It was already paid for. It's not like we hailed the guy. The thing was paid for. The credit card was XM's credit card. It was already used and paid for.
Yeah, but if the guy was asking for your card, then obviously the dispatcher didn't give him all of that information. It's most of these dispatchers.
So that's my problem. So I'll call the fucking dispatcher next time.
I think this guy's making a good point.
The guy's an obnoxious son of a bitch. We told him. We said, look, the credit card is on the other end. We had Don on the phone. He could have given him the fucking numbers. Don was on the phone, and the guy goes, it won't help me. I don't talk to anybody.
Most companies, they will not roll unless they get the card.
Well,
no, not most companies.
Come on, this guy knows the lingo.
Not most companies.
They won't roll.
If we do a credit card job, we don't get the card, we will not roll.
Yeah, well, you know something? I have never seen that in my life.
Have fun then, man, because I'm done with this stupid limos.
What's the name of your place, dude?
Huh? That I'd rather not say.
Exactly.
Yeah, of course.
Exactly.
You're a very smart man, because I don't bash it. You don't have pests calling you all day.
The deal is, XM was trying to do the right thing and treat us real nice yesterday, and it was just a fucking nightmare, man. You know, if you step into a limo, you should be treated nice, and everything should be set up all nice for you.
Nicey nice.
That's all I'm saying, you know. I'm not trying to cop an attitude here. People know me on the show. I don't jump in limos and stuff. But I'm like, it's a nice thing. Let's do this. But as soon as I left my apartment, the guy's right in my face looking for a fucking credit card and an imprint. That's bullshit and bad business. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
It's just bad business. You know, you want to relax and enjoy yourself. That's not relaxing and enjoying yourself.
I think
when my pal Anthony has to say, shut the fuck up and close the partition, I don't want to see your fucking face, you know there's a problem.
I think it was karma.
Karma?
Yeah.
All right, listen.
What did you gouge the XM system?
We gouged the system for our clothing. Yeah.
Clothing, yeah.
Yeah.
Indicative of the corruption at the CEO level of this country right now.
Hey, do we have pictures from the photo shoot up anywhere?
What you deserved.
I don't know.
We're getting them from... All right, that's fine. Let's get the FHM people in here. They only have till 7:45. This is pretty huge, man. They're announcing Miss FHM on our show. And it's Lauren Harris. Hi, Lauren. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
We're much better now. You smell very, very nice.
Better than the Carrot Top picture.
Yeah, you see the Carrot Top picture in there?
No.
In the same magazine you're featured in?
No, I did not.
It's Carrot Top Buff. He's a workout fiend.
He's being known more these days for his muscles than he is for his act.
For his
yeah, he carries the trunks out now. He puts them on one of his freckled shoulders.
One on each shoulder, two big heavy trunks.
We're trying to find it for her, but no.
I'm trying to find this.
You got a big day ahead of you, right?
Yes, I do.
She was just announced Miss FHM, Anthony. And the pictures they got of you in the magazine are just...
There you go. Does that do anything
for you?
Oh, wow.
Carrot Top is his act is gonna be, he's gonna grow one of those handlebar mustaches and lift one of those big weights up with the big balls on either end. Say 100 pounds in one of those oldie-style bathing suits.
Shave his head.
Yeah. What do you think of the tattoos of steamships?
He's going to perform down Coney Island.
What do you think of the Carrot Top?
He's big.
Yeah.
I don't remember him being that big in the commercials or anything.
No, of course not. We think he's on the
roids. Did you hook up with him?
No.
What if he came up to you with his jeans all low slung like that, hinting at his pubic line?
I know the pants could really be pulled up a little bit.
They could be pulled up at least a foot.
He tried to say the reason why they're down that far is because he has no ass. Yeah, it's like, dude, you have a belt.
Yeah. What happened to belts?
Now, how were you chosen?
Well, it was a contest.
Wow, look at her.
I see. I know it's obvious, but
I don't even
listeners.
need to see who you were up against. You
There were
won.
64 girls, and it was broken down like the college basketball grid. And then it went girl
March
against
Madness.
girl. Yeah. And then
Boo Madness.
the winner would advance to the next level.
Craziness.
And then it was they chose 4 girls. So it was the final 4, and they just chose me.
Did you guys do an argument with anybody?
No. We all got along.
You all like each other? It's
Yeah.
not like, nothing like that going on.
Was it just based on your shots, or did you have a talent competition or anything?
No, it was just
Because I see
pictures.
you have a tongue ring, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seemed like a good idea at the time, or?
I got it pierced a while ago. I forget I even have it.
Yeah, sounds like
been a
you've had it
couple
a while.
years.
I like the girls that just get them.
Yeah, she's so sexy. I did it because I knew it would be very sexy.
Yeah, you could kind of talk around it. Doing a good job.
Thanks.
What, are you single girl?
Yes, I am.
Oh, how about that? Bill?
Why are you going to Bill with that?
I don't know. Am I going to go to Hawk?
Because I don't have a little horse chef on the side. Is that what it is?
I don't either.
Anthony
This
has
man is like in a committed relationship, and he has a chef that he bangs on the side.
I do not.
When he gets up to get his midnight snack.
It's not a living. What is it, Ann B. Davis in my house? It's
a
not
chef
a
is
living.
a guy.
It's a woman that comes in.
No, a chef is a man, and he's
Monday
wears
afternoons.
clogs. He's balding. That's a chef, like that Wolfgang Puck guy. All right, you got some broad in your house making your sandwiches. You're banging her.
Make it. She cooks for the week, and then I don't have to worry. That's how it works.
Oh yeah, she cooks for the week. Let me
So-
tell you something.
So now what happens now that while these guys argue, I'll try to talk
How many
to the...
piercings does she have?
I'll try to talk to Lauren. So now what happens now that you've been picked Miss FHM? What are your duties?
Well, I'm going to be making appearances at parties and events.
Oh, those things are good, yeah.
Yeah.
What does
Yeah,
that
I know
entail exactly when you make your appearance?
She just has to look hot, right?
Yeah, just greet everyone, be
Meet
friendly.
any creeps?
I guess. I
Take
don't know.
pictures with...
Take pictures with people,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Say hi,
Appear in the magazine a couple more times, so.
Is it exhausting?
No.
It
I
isn't.
love it. It's fun.
Yeah.
This guy trying to, fuck with you at all?
No, not at all.
He's a young go-getter.
He does. He really seems like he's totally in control.
Yeah. You're working your way up the corporate ladder, aren't you? Just nodding.
He's like, I'm the background guy, all right, man? Leave me alone.
We've never seen a suit this early in the morning, so you freaked everyone out around here. You know that, right?
Yeah, we thought there was a problem or something.
He's like dressed perfectly. It's dude, loosen up a little bit. It's the Opie Anthony show.
Thought a lawyer was in the office for something we had done.
Hey, there's a picture of you in the magazine where you're pouring champagne on your chest.
Ooh.
Yes.
We're trying to figure out what that means.
What that symbolizes.
It's a celebration.
A celebration?
Because I won.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wow,
Rather
good one.
than sipping the champagne.
Yeah, you just pour
we're
it
just
on your
having
chest.
fun.
It's just you having fun?
Yeah.
All right, because we're just trying to
See, I
figure
was
it out.
drinking there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, you're not. You're fake drinking. And it's falling all over your fine body.
Yes.
You're wasting good champagne.
Spilling down about your chest and stomach area.
Always got to ask. Sometimes this gets a little awkward, but first, do you have parents?
Yes.
Have they seen this?
Yes.
Are they happy with it?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
They got to be very happy.
Sometimes it gets a little awkward.
This isn't Playboy.
No, they're very, very supportive.
I know it's not Playboy, but,
Would you do Playboy?
It's a little phallic.
No.
No.
No?
No.
What if they offered you $1 million?
Hey, come on.
I would think about it. No.
She's in there. Well, I mean, you're half naked in this.
Yeah.
Oh, new. What's
That's
the
why I think
taste
her
for your
parents have
one?
no problem. She's still
Nude.
dressed in
She's
these.
half nude.
Dude. In these pictures. What?
She's not wearing
dad?
a bra here.
Huh?
Hey, how does that work? How does that work? Like, when you do the shot where, like, okay, me in the magazine, I can't see your breasts, but it's clear that you're not wearing a bra. How do they work that out with, like, the camera guys? Like, do you kind of shuffle in with your back towards them?
Yes.
Or do they actually get a free little peek?
No. We go around it. I had a top on right before that, and then when they were about to take the shot,
Not the
I took
answer
it off.
I was looking for.
Wow. Yeah, some girls, I guess, aren't shy, but you're a little shy, are you?
Yeah.
How many guys were on the little shoot there? Not to belittle the magazine shoot.
Maybe 10.
Yeah, I bet.
Nice. What do you
9
think,
of which had no really reason to be there. Yeah. The guy with the camera, everyone else is just there for the
like
show.
6 guys holding the boom mic.
And it's photographs. Yeah. What do you need a mic for?
I really am a moron.
No, you're not. So you're doing a lot of publicity today? You're going on Fox and Friends, right?
Yes, I am.
We know those guys over there.
Oh, yeah.
They're friends of the show.
Yeah, they'll like you.
They'll treat you very nice over there. Have you ever done TV or any of that?
No.
Any radio?
Yes.
What show?
Well, I'm from Jersey, so I was on the Jersey Guys before.
Right, the Jersey Guys.
Yeah.
We know them.
We know them. I used to work with one of the guys when he was just doing sports and he was very boring, and then he learned a lot from the Opie Anthony show. And,
oh, really?
And now he does a show that's very similar to ours. And he's making believe it's all about him.
It's a lot of fun.
But we won't.
What? Oh, I thought you were trying. Oh, like Bill pulled it away from you. Oh, he was reaching over trying to get the magazine. Bill pulled it away from him. That's great.
Yeah, you're obsessed with the champagne. Look at the.
Oh. Somehow it just keeps messing your mouth. Dumping it all over, but it's not suggesting anything.
Yeah.
Suggestive whatsoever.
You got to work on that.
Sorry.
A drinking thing.
Yeah, it's like airplane. I have a drinking problem.
How did you get all that champagne off you?
That's where the 10-man camera crew came into play.
Scrub brushes. Wow.
Had a towel.
You do modeling before this?
A little bit. Not really that much.
What'd you do?
Just different, like, hair shows and promotions and stuff like that.
Ever, real job kind of thing? I know, this is very rough. We say the same thing. We're like, yeah, radio, very tough to do. So this
Not
is
really.
a real job.
FHM's the first big nationwide magazine I've ever been in.
Yeah?
So, yeah.
You worked at a diner or anything?
Hostess at an Applebee's?
I was a waitress.
Yeah? Waitress?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That stunk, right?
Yeah.
Awful. Food service business. Ugh. Can't just take a break anytime you want. It's like shit coming in and out. You just stop every so often and go, fuck it, I'm going to be a model. That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
All right.
Glad it worked out for you.
Thank you.
We know you guys got to get off to Fox and Friends.
Yes.
It's Lauren Harris, Miss FHM 2005.
And the champagne bottle.
Declared hottest girl next door.
Mm-hmm.
To what?
Yeah, to what is exactly right.
She got the girl next door look.
I hate that whole the hottest girl next door thing. It's a girl next door look. There's girls like her not living next to me. And I've lived in at least 15 different locations over the years because of the stupid radio show.
That's why she's special.
It's usually an old lady in a house coat.
Did you ever have
what?
neighbors?
That's true. And the same thing you get on
Did
a plane.
I ever have neighbors?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See? She lived next door to somebody.
Oh, that's a lucky guy.
Yeah, but you get on a plane.
Yeah.
Person comes to sit next to you. They're never good looking.
No.
Did you ever have a hot neighbor?
A hot neighbor.
Actually,
no.
I'm part of the problem. I wasn't even thinking that. Person sitting next to me is disappointed, too.
Yeah.
But that whole girl next door.
Yeah.
The hottest girl next door.
Well, that's why it's special. You have girls next door. You ever lived next door to a girl?
Yes.
All right. That's the girl next door
They've
part.
They've all been horrific.
Now they got to be hot.
They've been horrific.
That's why it's special.
There's horrible things wrong
If
with
everyone
them.
that played Lotto won, you'd win your money back.
I guess.
Moving next door.
People who live next door to you, you ever catch them like looking out their windows?
No.
Trying to look into yours?
Nope.
No.
Peeping Toms or anything?
No, I don't have any of them.
Did anything crazy happen?
Yeah, give us something.
Just make up
nothing. There was no fighting at the beauty pageant. No, we all got along.
Sunbathing at the pool, maybe, and the neighbor's eyeball looking through a knothole in the fence.
Not that I know of, but
restraining orders.
Yeah, any restraining orders in your life?
no.
Gotta be.
Lauren,
Not yet.
Wow.
Any jealous
Maybe in the future.
Jealous ex-boyfriend who didn't want you to go this career, wanted you to stay in the diner?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because of an ex-boyfriend, I'm here today. So that's
like
how it all
that.
got started.
Why? What did he do?
He took your picture and sent it in?
No. Did you... there's a part in the magazine called It's Yours. It's Your Ex-Girlfriend.
Yeah.
And my best friend and I, we dated the same guy in high school. So
Unbeknownst to each other?
No, well, we didn't like each other in high school. So after high school, we became like best friends. So we thought it'd be funny to just like send in our picture, not really thinking anything, and we got a call immediately. And next thing I know, we were in New York for the pho shoot.
Now, when you sent the picture, and were you pouring like probably Kool-Aid because the budget was a little lower?
No. It was just a photo of us in our bikinis laying out by the pool.
On top of one another?
Good.
No, just next to each other.
And what about your friend's picture?
Just the girls next door. Just hanging out.
No, we were both together at my pool.
Mm-hmm.
Now, were your bikini bottoms as low as Carrot Top's pants in that picture?
I don't think so. His are pretty low.
All right, we got to wrap up.
Oh, they got to go.
They're giving us the cut sign because you got to get to Fox and Friends.
All righty. Tell them we said hi. They love us.
Okay.
It's Lauren Harris, Miss FHM 2005. Thanks for stopping by.
All right, thank you, guys.
Thank you.
There she goes, Lauren. And we'll take our first break and continue with the Opie and Anthony show in just a bit. I came up with something years ago. Basically, it says,
Whip 'em out Wednesday.
Big, luscious, juicy ones.
Wow.
The swinging tribute to unrestrained female anatomy.
It's Whip 'em Out Wednesday.
The Opie and Anthony Show. The Opie and Anthony virus. Get infected.
You know the soup Nazi from Seinfeld?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he has a soup place here in the city. Just opened up. And what's the headline? Soupy sales. Yes, Jimmy. Soupy, soup-y, soupy sales. But that's not enough for the story. 40-minute wait as Nazi does a bisque business. Broth brown shirts couldn't be nicer. Look at that.
That's cute. Didn't they slaughter 6 million people a few years ago?
But now it's soup Nazi.
Now it's just cute.
It's very cute.
Now it's just a line waiting for soup.
No dignity for you. And then they take your clothes and fillings.
This whole thing, why, where is the outrage? It's just a bunch of people waiting online for the soup Nazi.
Soup Nazi. Has anyone ever, and one big line. Seinfeld got away with everything.
Well, that's not even bad that they call him the soup Nazi, just because Nazi's become this word meaning you're a ball buster, you're an irritant. But the paper here it says broth brown shirts. Couldn't be nicer.
Yeah. Yeah, now that's really bringing it in beyond just the term that Nazi has taken, like Jimmy said. It could be a ball buster. This guy's a real fucking Nazi to work for.
Right.
But like brown shirts, that's bringing it in, to the traditional term Nazi.
How about people, quote, showered, unquote, with good soup?
Oh. Wow.
Jesus Christ.
You can't crystal knock this soup.
Anyway.
And they're trying to keep the Holocaust of it down. Why, is that any different than what they're doing?
No.
Oh, it's okay.
That's just it, Jimmy.
You're checking out the Opie and Anthony program on XM Satellite Radio on this fine Whip 'em Out Wednesday.
Oh, it is Wednesday.
A lot of new listeners joining the program. Thanks to DirecTV.
Yep.
That deal went into effect yesterday. We're being heard in, potentially, I don't know, we're being exposed to something like 15 million homes.
Brand new listeners.
We'll get a little piece of that pie.
We got to start all over with them now.
And this audience will grow that much more. Whip 'em Out Wednesday is a great, great concept. It's brilliant, I must say.
Yes, it is.
Because we're still talking about it 8 years later.
8?
Maybe 9.
I think 9.
When did we start? Like 96, 95? Maybe 96.
23 years ago it was. I remember.
And the concept is so easy, man. There's ladies out there, man, they are sluts. They will show you their boobs.
Oh, jeez.
We discovered this one day. It's an amazing little thing.
They're just not shy.
Just average girls. All soccer moms. Mm-hmm. The girl going to her business job there in the business suit.
The junior high bus.
Huh?
The junior high school bus.
I I think the regular girls show their boobs more than like strippers. Strippers going to work, I don't think they're showing their boobs.
That's their
waitresses, soccer moms, they're showing their boobs, guys. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Don't ask how we figured this out, but we figured it out many years ago.
Yeah, they just like doing it.
That's right. And so what you have to do, because, you know, they want to make sure that you're going to be appreciative, they're looking for the cars out there that have WOW on them.
Yep.
That's all it is. Whip them out Wednesday. WOW.
You got the official sanction sticker? Or do you just write it in the dirt in the back of your truck?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. It's just got to be there.
And some guys, they just make homemade WOW signs. Those are good, too.
Mm-hmm.
And there's ladies out there that want to be wowed, too. That's called lesbianism.
Yeah, not wowed by guys. Don't start that.
Take out your balls.
Well, that has been known to happen. We just don't sanction that one, okay?
Yeah.
But that has been known to happen.
How do you drive?
I don't know.
With your nut sack hanging out.
How do you have that? Pull out your sack Tuesday?
No. Oh. We have another little thing.
Flapping in the wind as
you're trying to, like, get your dick up to the window as you're steering.
There was another thing we started, and I think we should bring it back because stupid commercial radio took it away from us, if you remember correctly, Anthony.
What was it?
Hummer Tuesday.
Oh, that's right.
Hummer Tuesday was just starting to take off, and then the dumb lawyers got us behind a closed door and said,
We could have the women and the guys call us up, and the girls could give their man a little Hummer.
We're just trying to help the couples along out there, so we dedicated a day to Hummers, Hummer Tuesday. But we're talking about Whip 'em Out Wednesday today. Yes, the official WOW stickers, you could get them by sending a self-addressed stamped envelope to us here in New York City. The address is 111 West 57th Street, New York, 10019. And we send off the WOW stickers immediately, okay?
Right.
And that address is up on opieandanthony.com. It works like a charm. You slap the WOW on the back of your ride, and there are ladies out there that will flash you as you're driving to and fro work. And these things work even better when you're going to a sporting event, something festive. It seems to work.
A concert.
Yeah, concert when you're stuck in traffic. It seems to work even better in those situations.
Well, you're getting the group of people that are more likely to
yeah, they're more in a party mode. But it does work. We hear from people all the time. We have a WOW line. Maybe we'll see what's going on with that a little later today. But it's great. It's Whip 'em Out Wednesday. We don't spend a lot of time with it on the air these days because we have so much else to do. But trust us, it works. Just get your WOW stickers and join the party, okay?
Right.
All right. Bill Burr in studio helping us out once again today. The FHM thing, we understand.
That was riveting.
Dude, man, but these assholes with the instant feedback, we know when the show sucks. Stop. Boring! We get it. She didn't have much to give, and we only had like 10 minutes with her.
There's just no controversy.
She's a hot piece of ass.
Yeah, you need controversy or something.
She wasn't going to give up much info. She's Miss FHM 2005. She's going to be on TV all day today.
Take pictures with people. Does that ever get boring? No.
Yeah.
We were fishing around for something, you know. And,
sometimes it just doesn't work.
Can't hook anything. We were throwing out a bait out there. Mm-hmm. Hey, any restraining order? Any neighbors peeking at you? It's just something.
Right. We got nothing.
She's a cute girl, takes pictures. There you go. Wow, where are you going to run with that?
But see, we know when we suck. You don't have to remind us. You don't have to remind us. We get it. It was boring. Right. But we're starting a relationship with FHM.
I saw that instant feedback.
There was a bunch of them.
It was no, I saw the one all in capital letters.
Oh.
The boring one.
Okay.
And that guy, there you go. Oh, now you can be. Now another guy just did it. Yeah. Banned. I'm banning him right now. There you go. Bye-bye. Caps equal banning.
That's right. And did you have to spell yawn with 20 A's? I mean, we get it. We get it, Lucky.
Yeah, but it's funny. He kept listening.
We get it.
Asshead.
There are times that you just know you should go to Ethel for a little while. Just go to Ethel or what else are the fine folks listening to? Maybe go to Top Tracks. The guys, they're not going to get anything out of this broad. I'm going to go listen to a Zeppelin song, and I'll check them out later.
They're hoping.
We're fine with that.
They're hoping we do something,
Well, you never know.
Beat her over the head.
Some of the greatest moments on this show started as a complete bore fest.
Right.
Today, not much of a payoff.
You just never know, though.
Payoff.
That's why they stick there.
But it's a payoff for the boys.
Yeah.
We're now going to be in a magazine.
See, we get pictures and exposure in a national magazine. See, it's a trade-off.
See, we sacrificed 10 minutes of our show for...
We hoard ourselves out.
I was going to say, yeah, sold out a little bit.
We hoard the integrity of this program.
Right.
10 minutes of this program, hoard
That's
the
right.
integrity
I was wondering
of
why
it.
I was on the spearhead of the Let's Attack This Girl.
Yeah.
You guys didn't go with it.
No, why would we attack someone that's going to give us a little... See, this is how O&A make their own publicity.
That's right.
You got to do things. You got to pay. It's a trade-off. If our show, minute by minute, had a cash value, we just paid to be in a magazine.
That's right.
And you listeners paid along with
Arms
us.
for hostages.
At the expense of the listeners.
Arms for hostages.
At the expense of the listeners. They were bored to death, but our status just grew that much more.
We will never give money or give in to terrorism or arms for yes.
And that was us. Just fucking paying.
It's been a great show so far. You guys started off complaining about your limo ride on the way to your photo shoot. Then you're nice to this woman so you can get your pictures in a magazine.
Yeah.
What happened to this show in the last 24 hours?
We didn't sell out. We bought in.
That's right. We bought
That's
in.
it.
We bought into the system.
Bought in, son.
That's what we do now. All right, Celebrity Navigation System Audio. We were having a lot of fun with this.
We were chuckling along in the office to some of these. Well, this is another one of these ideas that, I don't know, sounded great to a couple of guys hanging out at a bar, maybe a few too many drinks at dinner, and decided, hey, let's get some celebrities to do the voice of the navigation systems in the vehicles.
Yeah.
Because the regular, average, everyday Joe who can't take a limo would enjoy something like this.
He would enjoy something like this, but does he even have a navigation system?
But there's these ideas that, hey, by the way.
Can he download it into his iPod?
By the way.
Yes.
Fox and Friends will have Lauren on, the same girl we just had on, in minutes. Let's see if they get anything out of her.
Now you set us up for some real failure.
Why? You think they're going to get something good?
Fast forward middle of the interview, she's crying in the fetal position.
Admitting everything.
Admissions of guilt and involvement with Al-Qaeda.
She knows where Osama bin Laden is.
Sex with Bush.
All you had to do was ask me.
I know. We're going to get bin Laden soon, though.
You think?
Bruce Willis put up $1 million.
Well, problem solved. Problem
The
solved.
country itself is offering, like, what, $15 million?
I think they pushed it up to like 100 or 75 or something. Was it how much? How much?
I don't
is
know.
the country?
It's a lot of money that we're offering.
Many more millions than Bruce Willis's
Willis.
1 million. But you think there's some just guy in Afghanistan that 1 million? Bruce Willis?
You know,
I've always wanted to meet him.
He's guest starring on that 70s show.
Yeah.
And he needed a little extra
boost.
Hype.
Needed some hype.
Well, these publicists are coming out with all sorts of new ways to get their people in the press.
You kiss starving children in Africa. That's
right.
the new
you
thing
get you get a picture in all the hot magazines.
But you sacrifice 10 minutes of your program.
Jessica Simpson is...
Okay, I guess we're guilty of the same thing. But that's what.
When are you guys going to do that? Like Angelina Jolie, they're going to fly you over there? Big
Adopt
XM
some
banner?
little black baby, bring him back
Anthony.
over.
Shock jocks, they care too.
I'm going to be photographed with my new pet badger.
You're getting a badger?
I'm going to start a new trend. Badgers.
I don't think that'll take off.
Why? Paris Hilton's walking around with a stupid monkey now.
It's not even a monkey. What is it?
It's from the raccoon family. Ugh. God, we're all over the place, but trust me, we'll bring it all around. This is our celebrity break. It's cute but vicious. The thing on Paris Hilton's shoulder that is Baby Love, the kinkajou.
That's hot.
A kinkajou.
A 5-pound rainforest mammal.
That's hot. That's hot.
Shut up.
Fucking celebrities are walking around with rainforest mammals now.
That's hot.
It hangs out with the airhead heiress in Hollywood.
Airhead heiress.
The kinkajou is a nocturnal rainforest mammal found in Central and South America.
In the daytime, it crawls up her pussy.
It weighs 5 pounds to 6 pounds, plenty of room in there, and is related to the raccoon family.
That's hot.
The creature is a carnivore and has sharp teeth.
That's hot.
It is generally docile.
That's hot.
But can bite and scratch.
That's hot.
Also known as the honey bear. It costs between $1,000 and $3,500.
Could you buy these?
And because the post has to be wacky, it's difficult to train, just like Paris.
I get it.
Oh boy.
That's funny. I'm funny.
So that's the latest trend, because Paris starts all the latest trends.
She started the little dog.
Yeah, what happened to the little
wiener dog? She gave away Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell was the name of the little dog?
It was her little chihuahua, mini chihuahua thing, and then it got too big, and she just tossed it aside like, a purse or shoes or some other fashion accessory.
It probably was just some regular family. It's gone from flying in a private jet. It's like in that luggage compartment on a Greyhound bus now. Trying to keep its balance in there.
Because little unsure legs, claws slipping on the plastic bottom when it makes a turn.
Yeah, because people see this shit in the magazines, the celebrities walking around with the little dogs and stuff. Britney had a dog, right?
Yeah.
But they don't think it through. What happens to all these little dogs when these celebrities decide there's a new trend out there?
When all of a sudden you're taking pictures as the paparazzi, and you notice the dog isn't there anymore. Where's the dog?
Where's the dog?
Where's the dog?
Where is the dog?
Now where's the Kankachoo?
Well, the Kankachoo
Kankasaur. It's got, the thing just jacks off and throws its shit. Because that is what all those things do. That's hot.
That's hot. I'm still trying to figure out why she's famous.
Because she's an heiress.
That's the only reason?
Yeah, she's
like
worked it. She's worked being a rich, heiress.
But there's a million of these heiresses out there. Why is she famous?
I don't know.
Why is she famous? How did this start?
Because she's willing to show.
And don't say the Simple Life, because it was way before the Simple Life that she was famous.
She's an heiress slut. You don't find many of those, I don't think. Public slut.
Yeah.
Privately, they're probably banging a lot of those heiresses.
So she's famous for being an heiress slut.
Right. In public.
Because there were times like we would be at places and there were rumors, the Hilton sisters going to be here. They're showing up. They're showing up.
Oh.
I'm like, who the hell are the Hilton? I didn't know.
No.
But what? But they're famous just for being hot sluts.
Hot, slutty heiresses. It's kind of, it's outside of what they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be like, the debutantes and,
right.
Taking over the family fortune.
But those rich people are always the biggest freaks anyway.
Yeah.
But they follow.
You ever see Eyes Wide Shut?
Yes, I did.
Look what they were doing in that fictitious story.
but they follow her around 24 hours a day, and she really doesn't have much to say.
Much?
So then she comes up with these dumb gimmicks to keep the press and the paparazzi interested in her. She'll bang a car every once in a while.
She'll crash.
She'll crash a motorcycle every once in a while. She'll get a weird animal to throw on her shoulder.
Her whole life is just doing things to get into the news.
To keep getting in
the
news.
But there's no reason for her to be in the news because she hasn't really done anything newsworthy.
She's like Madonna without albums.
Yeah, there you go.
She can't sing.
Doesn't have any talent whatsoever. She just tries to get into the news. And does a good job, I guess.
And they're so obsessed with her that there's going to be a Simple Life 4. Bill and I were talking about this in the back office. They had Nicole Richie on the Conan O'Brien show, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're talking about Simple Life 4. And they asked Nicole Richie, you don't like Paris and you guys don't talk. And Nicole Richie openly admitted, yeah, we don't talk. I don't even want to see her.
Yeah.
But that's not stopping the Simple Life from being on TV for another season. Simple Life 4.
Yeah, but it's still going to suck because now that they don't get along, they should have them interacting. And you get to watch them hating each other, but they're just going to be, separate.
How great would that be?
Is it true Nicole Richie said, shut the fuck up and close the partition? I don't want to see your fucking face to her in a limo one day? I think that's what set off the argument.
I believe it was something like that. So they're going to film this show without the two hosts even talking to each other. Yeah. That's how obsessed they are with Paris Hilton.
How is that going to work?
They're going to be like, Nicole Richie's going to do her thing, and then an announcer or something's going to come on and go, meanwhile, Paris Hilton.
Oh, meanwhile.
Later.
Yeah.
At the Hall of Justice.
Yeah. While this was going on, Paris had this going on. So.
Why can't the director just step up and be like, can you two untalented whores who bring nothing to the world just fucking talk to each other?
Right.
Do you realize, where you're at here in life, what you actually do, what talent you have, and where you are, and how lucky you are? How about you just fucking talk to each other?
Yeah.
Cash a paycheck.
All right, so getting back to the Mr. T thing, we're starting with Mr. T.
Oh, that's where we were.
Well, celebrity, just talking about the celebrities here today.
This is, I don't know, how many people out there have navigation systems in their car? I know they're putting them in a lot of newer cars. Even the economy models. getting the nav systems. They talk to you. You got a little map on the TV screen.
Are we keeping you up, Bill?
It tells you.
Sorry, man.
Jeez, we all yawn. We try to do it off mic.
Oh, did I yawn?
I sit here all day yawning.
You guys started off with that boring story about the limo.
We try to
that regular guys like myself couldn't relate to.
Regular guy.
We try to keep the illusion that
we're I come in here with my lunch pail. I punched the little time card, to get that XM check that's coming any day now.
I punched the thing I've seen in movies that I've never seen in real life.
Fuck you, I worked in a warehouse. I know exactly what it looks like.
You worked at a warehouse. Where? House.
When I went up in Massachusetts.
Massachusetts? What was in this warehouse?
Software.
Housing.
It was software.
Software? What did you do? Drive the forklift?
I unloaded the trucks, and we didn't have back in my day we didn't have forklifts. We had something known as a pallet jack.
The pallet jack.
The pallet jack.
I hated the pallet jack.
Your truck would back up, and it would always be like an uphill thing, and you'd be pulling out your lower back.
It's like it's one step above just pulling the pallets out with your bare hands.
Oh yeah.
You'd slide this thing. It kind of, they want you to think it's like a forklift. It's got two forks on it and wheels and a handle, and you have to run like as fast as you can just to get the forks into the pallet because the wheels get caught on the wood. And it's got to be set at the exact proper height.
It's like no power. It's like going from power steering to no power steering.
Yeah, no power steering. And you run full blast, bam, you hit it. And then you got to jack the thing up with some kind of little pump handle. And once it's off the ground, now it still weighs. There's no little pulley system or any type of... It still weighs exactly what it weighed before you picked it up with this thing. But now it kind of has some wheels to it. You got to pull it out of this truck. Any incline?
Yeah.
You ain't getting that.
No, huh?
It's not working. What a thankless job.
It's a fucking great job.
Oh, it stunk. Shut up.
I loved it.
You hated it.
No, it was great. It was all the wise asses who fucked off in high school.
Fun to hang out with those people and stuff, but the work itself?
No career goals, so there was like no competition. Just getting drunk every night. Yeah.
No one had like any of those jobs I had. No one had anywhere else they wanted to be. No. There was the old guy. There was always the old guy on the job that you assumed had a dream sometime, but he's like 55, pushing 60, and he's like still doing this shit.
Oh yeah.
And he's happy, he jokes around with the guys.
I worked with the old guy. He was a Vietnam vet. And he used to be one of those guys who would like literally during the course of the day drink a case of beer and would completely be fine.
Had the same guy used to drive the fucking truck with the sheet metal in it and drink Schlitz tall boys that he would like sneak into the truck, and the whole way I'm talking like maybe a 30-40 mile drive with the sheet metal in the back, and he's just drinking Schlitz.
Oh yeah.
And you'd never notice.
I went out drinking him with him like one time, and it was like one of those deals. The only time you're on the same beer is the first beer. And then the rest of the time you had like literally have like a line of beers, and you're like just trying to suck this shit down. And this dude is just like, "You guys ready for another one?" This guy worked in in Vietnam, using like in the DMZ, Yeah. And he had one of those anti-aircraft guns that he had pointed like horizontally. And would just shoot into the fucking tree line. We get him real hammered and get him to try to talk about those things.
Some Vietnam stories.
Hey Frank, how many people do you think he killed? I don't like talking about that shit. And we just fucking.
It had to be 80 gooks.
Yeah.
A few beers later.
80 gooks. We called it air.
Yeah.
Air support. Naped them. All of them.
But none of these guys ever had, like, anywhere else they wanted to be.
Oh, yeah.
They were happy to be there. They were looking toward, like, hey, you think we're getting the raise? They're negotiating the raises for the guys, and it's supposed to be, like, 3% the first year, and then 4% the second year. And I'm looking at what my pay is and thinking what 3% of that is, and it's like, we're fighting for scraps.
For dollars. Oh, it's great. You wouldn't miss any sporting event?
No.
You either went to it or you watched it?
Yeah.
You didn't have work to do in the next morning. You unload trucks. I got it. I was mentally prepared for this job in 3rd grade. I can do it.
Out till all hours getting smashed. And just show up hungover.
You know what's funny? I had absolutely no expenses. I was making, I think, like $260 a week. Right? I had absolutely by Tuesday every week I was just totally fucking broke and had absolutely nothing to show for it.
Never went to the bank. There was no bank in my life. I took the money that I had. I had to go to the company's bank to cash my check. because I didn't have a bank to go to where it's like, and you learn that by going to some bank with your check and go, I'd like to cash this. Do you have an account here? No. Well, you can't cash it here. Well, how am I? And then you get an attitude. How am I supposed to fucking cash it or make an account?
Sir,
I need the money
you
now.
You can't use that language. We're gonna have to ask
need
you
the money now. It's good.
Bullshit.
Call the number on the check. It's good. And you're just like a dirtbag. And I'd have to go to the company that I worked for, their bank, to cash the check. And it would just end up this wad of cash in my pocket, and that's where it would stay. And I'd go to the bar, and boom, you're buying shots, you buy your cigarettes, you buy whatever you need. And by, Tuesday,
just
Wednesday,
wait for the canteen truck to show up.
Yeah.
You'd eat that shit food. You still somehow had a flat stomach because you're so fucking young.
You're working out every day.
You play basketball during the break in your fucking tight 80s jeans. Come back and drip and sweat.
Did you have credit with the coffee truck guy?
I didn't. Other guys
I
did.
had credit with him, and it was like there was some weeks I'd have to hide and not eat because the coffee truck guy would pull up, and I'd be, well into him for quite a few bucks, but I had blown my money. So now I can't get anything to eat because I have no money. I can't get credit from the truck because I'm exhausted with my credit there, and I'm hiding behind equipment, peeking out, waiting for him to leave as he's like with his change thing on his belt, not making eye contact with anybody he's doing business with, just looking around for me. His head is spinning, he's kind of looking. And he's off, and then I'd see him. I was out on a job, and I'd pay him finally. And
hey,
then I'd
where's
be
your
broke.
friend Anthony? He's cutting up boxes.
Yeah, he's around. I don't know. I saw him earlier. Tell him I want to see him. And then I get paid and have to pay the coffee truck guy, and then I'd be broke like on payday. That was the worst, where you had some big debt, and then payday, and it's gone, and that was Friday afternoon, and you're broke.
You know what's funny, too? You could actually, I had like 2 or 3 times there was like physical fights amongst different employees, but because it's a warehouse, no one gets fired. You just go back to work, and guys like all sweaty with their hair sticking up, you fucking asshole.
Yeah, it's not like a real place of business.
Oh yeah, there was this one guy,
prison yard.
This one guy worked who was just a raging alcoholic, and he came in one time. I swear to God, it was like 11:30 in the morning. You're supposed to be there by 8, and he comes in. His hair is soaking wet from a shower, and he tries to pull. Oh yeah, the traffic was brutal. Well, it's like one highway. We all came up there. It's like, dude, you went out boozing, and he's like, dude, shut the fuck up. It's doing one of those, right? So we were making a run to Dunkin' Donuts, and they call, hey Paul, you want anything? He's like, nah, I'm all set. And Buddy goes, how about a rum cake? And that was it. Fucking on the mat. Just going at it. Hey, knock it off. Fucking change all over the floor. And then you just went back to work.
Yeah. We would have to check in every morning, and I'd get in my truck, and I was habitually late, like every fucking day. I could not get there on time, late every day. And you'd have to check in the second you got in your truck and you were driving in. So I'd be still putting my shirt on and just grabbing at the mic.
16 to base.
Yeah.
Base to 16, go ahead. Yeah, I'm right around the corner, but I'm going to have to stop and get some gas. Yeah, truck needs gas. All right, we'll see you when you get here.
Meanwhile, I have, no gas. But now I can't get gas. I have to drive there, hope no one looks and notices I don't have any gas because I didn't stop for gas. Then I have to start this whole story with the fucking guy with the gas. He insists, he pops the hood, looks for the old fucking oil. I needed oil. I'm like, dude, I got to get to work. He's there with the tire pressure gauge.
Well, you got booze on your breath.
Oh, it was every morning. Every morning. I thought they were retarded. Every morning there's a problem. The traffic, I would use the traffic. Or I would call in, I'd be like,
yeah, how you doing? No, I've been up for hours. Fine.
I got gravelly, hungover, drunk guy voice. Obviously,
Well,
obviously,
at any given moment, somebody had lost their license for drinking and driving, and of course you would still drive. So you'd park your car behind the dumpster. I was fucking hilarious. I remember when I had this one job in this warehouse. First day I get there, I thought the last one was crazy. This one was everyone there, the first one was just like alcoholics. I went to the next one. Everyone was like cokeheads. And I walked in there. What the fuck was this guy's name? He was one of these guys 6'7" and weighed 111 pounds. And he had the electronic pallet jack.
Yeah.
And he kept driving right to the edge, going, "I'm gonna drive it off the dock." And everyone was just kind of nervously laughing, and I'm sitting there, what the fuck is with that guy?
We used to use some pretty, like, hardcore machinery in the sheet metal shop. Big cutters where you would take in sheets that were 10 feet by
you worked in,
5
like, the
feet
Bruce
long.
Springsteen fucking warehouse.
Dude, it was, you're making the shit.
I'm gonna cut up some
shit.
Well, I'm cutting up some steel. I'm hoping, Wendy, I get a big record deal.
It was one of those awful fucking Allentown Bell. Just horrid places to work. And you're putting these big sheets of steel, these what amounts to giant razor blades, into machines and cutting them up into smaller pieces to be bent up into ductwork, to be loaded onto a truck, to be driven to a job, to be installed. And that's what the job was all about. And the machines we were working around, there was something called a brake. You ever see ducts? They're square. Right. How do you think you get that 90-degree bend in the sheet metal so nice and tight? It's something called a brake.
I've often wondered that.
Yeah, I'm sure you have. You take a piece of flat sheet metal, put it in a brake, and it's a big wedge on this big V-shaped thing, and it hits the metal and boof, bends it into a 90-degree angle. And you do that a few times, and you have a square. And we're running these machines drunk off our asses. Just drunk and stoned. Everyone in the shop. There wasn't one person that 12 o'clock rolled around, we didn't go to the bar and OTB that was right next door and just slam shots, bet a few horses, and go back and run this machinery.
You just did everything that's going to keep you in that job.
Yeah, exactly. Right, exactly.
Nobody's buying a self-help book. How to get your money to work for you. Nobody's doing that.
It. You're betting horses with money you don't have, buying booze, and going back and working with some of the most dangerous machinery. There were things called clinch collars. They're these round things that you'd have to put in the duct to then extend pipes off of that would go to the vents in the houses. And they were stapled together. Now, you got to staple through sheet metal. So there are these giant Bosch staplers that are foot activated. And these your fingers are like millimeters away from the actual mechanism. And you're just stapling. And every so often, bam, someone's thumb would get caught in there, finger, and you laugh at them. You just laugh. You try, you fucking stapled your finger, asshole. It's a whole nother world, whole nother mentality.
Hey, we got to go to the phones. They've exploded. A lot of people are relating today. Carl in New Jersey, what's up?
Hey, what's going on? Anthony, you're such a fancy man now that if you met yourself then, you'd be scared of yourself. You'd be scared of you.
I would be petrified of myself. I would chase me away.
Corporate fuck.
Get away.
It's amazing how much Anthony has changed in the last 11 years.
Get away from me, you bum.
Someone should drinking Perrier sparkling water.
I see that, with a fancy shirt.
Like he just stepped off a fucking yacht.
I was at the hotel.
Boys, I'm out.
All right. He's got a fancy shirt on and everything.
I am horrible.
They got to Photoshop the old Anthony with the new Anthony.
I have abandoned anything of the old me. I've just abandoned it.
He is a chef.
It was, let me tell you about the hatred I had for that job. Like, I had a good time. Like, I understand what you're saying completely. There were some people, some of the funniest motherfuckers I ever met, were on job sites. They were hysterical. Fucking laughed my balls off. The job was thankless. The work was just... You'd be on a rooftop, and it's 100 degrees out. The black tar roof is 120 degrees, and you're with a sawzall, some guy telling you, cut a 10-foot by 10-foot hole in this roof, because we're landing a unit on there this afternoon. And you're sitting there cutting through tar and gravel and sheet metal and precariously perched ladders that could kill you at any minute. It's just no safety, no nothing, and you're constantly, like, sweating and working hard, and it just sucked. And then winter rolls around, and now all the sheet metal's covered in ice, and you still got to put it in. It was horrible.
I knew this was coming.
I don't look back fondly at the work itself.
Chris in D.C.
Yeah, I just wanted to note here that it's quite obvious, as if we all didn't know, that, Opie, you haven't worked one honest fucking day in your entire life. This 20-minute rant that Bill and Anthony are going on here, and you're just sitting back quietly going, like, I got a fucking thing to say.
You know, there are times when there's some nice conversation going on. I want to be part of it, and I'll try to get in and say something or maybe direct the conversation. I have no fucking clue.
Why don't you tell people how you caddied at the Crescent Club?
I caddied at the Huntington Crescent Club.
That was Opie's regular job.
I caddied from when I was 12 years old to 26, maybe.
Sit down, Opie.
I was a caddy for 14 straight years. I worked in a video store where I watched pornos with my friends, and I got fired from that because I refused to turn the pornos off when other people were coming in to rent regular movies with their kids. And I was a temp to hire for
a temp?
Yeah, temp to hire for Xerox up in Rochester.
Yeesh.
Those were the only jobs I had, and then I went into radio.
Jeez.
That's it.
No warehouse or sheet metal. No Bruce Springsteen jobs for you.
No, I was the guy. I was in shipping for Xerox.
Yeah, but not shipping where you're loading trucks.
No, I had
You were the guy, the paperwork guy.
I was the paperwork guy.
Yeah, like a uniform.
Fill something out, hand it to one of the men, and he will go and load this truck with the equipment.
What was it called? A
dispatcher?
Oh, something. I don't know. But you're right. Chris, you're right. What can I tell you? I wandered around America trying to get into radio while these guys were working their asses off.
Good stuff. Hey, have a good day.
All right.
Bye.
Yeah, I'd never had a real job. Let's say hi to Joker in California. Joker.
Morning, boys.
Hey, Joker.
Hey, Anthony, we used to work out there bending sheet metal in California. I used to get up every morning, get high before we go to work.
Yep.
And had a little accident, cut my ear off.
Your ear?
My left ear.
How did you cut your fucking ear off? Maybe lifting a piece of metal?
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
A buddy of mine was supposed to be carrying the other end.
Oh,
flipped around and dropped it, which made my hand go up and slice my ear off.
Oh, wow. That rocks. That is rough. The worst day working there was when the sheet metal truck would come for deliveries, and they drop off a new load of sheet metal, and it had to be taken off one sheet at a time. So you got me and my brother, or me and some other guy, poor slob that's working there. Some other alcoholic. You put on your gloves, these big heavy gloves, and take one sheet off at a time and hope that every time you're not going to just cut your limb off. You drop a piece of that metal, and it hits your leg or your shin or something like that. It's your leg will be sliced through like a razor blade, and that's what you're working with on a daily basis. Razor blade. And any other kind of cuts you'd get every day. You'd cut yourself some way, shape, or form. You just hope it wouldn't be that serious that day. I was making these L brackets to hang something off of once, and I hold on to one end of it, and I'm drilling the other side, not realizing that when the drill screw catches, it's just going to turn this thing into a handheld saw, because it's a little bracket that I made out of sheet metal. And I'm holding one end, and I'm drilling the other, and it caught and spun in my hand, and just, still got it right there, wham, ripped through the palm of my hand. And you know what you do? You put some duct tape on it and finish what you're doing. And then maybe go to the hospital and have them stitch it up.
See, I can't imagine that this is the same guy that would be doing all this.
Yeah.
That was
You know, but this is the funny thing. Is people are standing around asking if he's okay, people are actually holding back laughter.
Laughing. Yeah. You would laugh at the guys and they'd hurt themselves.
Dude, you okay?
There were guys with the fucking nail guns. Every day on the job, some idiot would slam one of those fucking nails through a finger or his hand or something, and it's just, hey, Jesus, a nice fucking work. He's got a nail through the palm of his hand. Give him, come here, we'll get the pliers, and pull it out.
No sympathy whatsoever.
None.
Let's go to John in Jersey. John.
What's up, boys? Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy birthday, Billy. I used to work as an electrician before I became a paramedic, so I actually had to work for a living. And on Fridays, we'd go to the bar, which is right next door to the electrical shop, and just get loaded up from like 4:30 till 7:30. 7:30 till about 9:30 was Fight Club. It started out just, each of us getting into a fight with each other over something stupid during the week. And then it became a game. The boss actually would referee the fights in the yard next door, we go back to the audience, beat the shit out of each other. I mean, hitting each other with like bales of wire and stuff, and it was the best job I ever had, only for the fact that we did Fight Club.
They did Fight Club on the job.
Healthy work atmosphere.
I had this guy who was 6'6". I was giving him shit, and I swear to God, he was like further away than you are, and I turned my back, and he like, hit me with a jab. It was unbelievable. I couldn't believe he caught me. I thought it was like safe away.
Far enough away.
Oh, dude, he tagged me. Saw like the white lights for half a second. Boom.
I so respect what you guys did, because there's no human resources and all that bullshit. If you had a problem with a fellow employee, you
duked it out.
You duked it out. You made his life a living hell for a day or two.
It was how hockey used to be.
You couldn't run for human resources.
No.
We have to deal with that in radio all the time. We say the wrong thing to someone, and they go running off to human resources. The next thing you know, you're in meetings and all that bullshit.
No.
Not these guys that I do the radio show with.
You could keep your job just based on certain little talents that you had. You didn't even have to really be good at it. Like I know I had a job because my license was clean. There were guys that couldn't drive. They were great workers, but they couldn't drive to the jobs. So, like, all right, go with Anthony. We'll, send you out to this job here today. I was one of the guys with a clean license, and I could make anything out of 8-inch round pipe if I needed to. I could just bend it flat and cut it with the snips. And, like, you ever see those IQ tests where it's like, what would this folded up look like? They have like a box
that
and stuff. That was what my job was. I'd go to like Manhattan. I'd come in here, and they'd send me into a brownstone where it was some custom job. They didn't know what it was. They'd send me in with metal and just go, "We don't know what this lady needs. Just make something." And you'd have to look and measure and draw it out on a piece of sheet metal, and then cut it, bend it up, screw it together, and install it.
Yeah.
And that was like my talent. I could do that.
You actually had a skill job. Mine wasn't.
That was it.
No, it was cool.
Unloading boxes and putting the right shit in.
That was years after the shop and the warehouse.
No, what was cool about Anthony when him and I started working together, and then we got to move, back to New York to do radio. We got to do a lot of cool things on commercial radio, and we would be driving around this fine city of Manhattan, and Anthony would be pointing out all the buildings he worked in.
Oh yeah,
you see that air conditioner on the top of that huge building?
I put that there.
I helped install that.
It's the size of a freight train car.
And we would be on the way to maybe a photo shoot or some crazy thing, and he would just point out, stuff he did in his other life. It's another life.
Every strip mall on Long Island. Every one of those Rexon office buildings in Huntington and Melville, all those.
Yeah.
Crawled around in every ceiling, every space between the hung ceiling and the metal floor above it. I was in there crawling like an animal.
I did construction for like a week and a half is how long I lasted. First of all, I sucked at it, and it was just, it was brutal.
It is rough.
Plus, it was some dude, I swear to God, like every day, he had these jeans. And he had this, I don't know, I told this story before, he had this big hole in his pants just to, I think, the right of his package. And every day, I'm fucking standing there cutting something, and he comes walking by and steps over something, and the hole goes right over his whole fucking unit was hanging out.
That's great. That's what you want.
Really. Kevin in Connecticut. What's up, Kevin?
Hi, guys.
Hey.
Anthony, how long has it been since you shit in a bucket?
Since I shit in a spackle bucket. Wow, that's probably 11 years.
Does it turn your stomach now?
Since I've shit in a spackle bucket. There are times when I got to take a dump where I wish I had a spackle bucket around. Yeah, that's what you had to do. You go down into the basement. We'd be on these track jobs where they're building 800 of the same house. So it'd get pretty boring. You'd get it down to the point where you could finish a whole house in a couple of hours installing the ductwork in there. And you'd be on the job. You got to take a dump, and there's no fucking portable toilet. It's such a mess. You just grab a spackle bucket, go down into the basement of one of these places, find a corner to lean in,
and everybody upstairs is yelling down at you.
Shit in the spackle bucket, and that's why you never opened a closed spackle bucket. If you needed a spackle bucket, you could carry your tools in or grab some water for some concrete mix or whatever the hell you need it for. You would never grab one that's capped because if you open it up, what you're going to see in there. But at least we did that. The animal Portuguese cement workers would just shit in bathtubs. Like the people install a bathtub, and you'd walk into the bathroom, and there's just shit in the bathtub. Or if the toilet was installed, but the water hasn't been hooked up yet, there's just dried shit in the bottom of the toilet. People just shit and piss everywhere. If you buy a new house, it has been shit and pissed in every corner of the house.
Yeah, that ground floor.
Yeah. It's horrible.
You know what? I don't think I needed to know that.
Let's go to
I didn't know about that aspect.
Yeah. Let's go to Tony in Brooklyn. Hey, Tony.
Hey, boys.
What's up?
Best job I ever had. I worked at a lumber yard with a bunch of derelicts when I was like 18. So these guys would come in all banged up from the night before. One guy, basically, he made a fort out of the plywood shelf where he could sleep all day. And then, like, the boss would go around and find him. He had, like, a suite set up with, like a sleeping bag and a pillow and shit like that.
Oh, yeah. There were definitely sleeping days, man.
The other thing that was funny, too, was the nail gun fights where you just, like, you know, start shooting each other with nail guns.
You'd find your weapon of choice. We'd have these staplers that we'd just have fights with.
You're absolutely right. Duct tape was the magic Band-Aid. Didn't matter what it was.
Yeah, you deal with it when you're done.
Yep. All right, punching out.
All right, thank you, sir. Let's say hi to Wade in Toronto again. Wade.
Morning, boys.
What's up, Wade?
Hey, Wade.
I was just thinking, Opie, you think Manuel Labor is the president of Mexico, eh?
That's a funny joke in Canada.
Oh, that was it? Okay. Let's say hi to Jeff in Mississippi. What up, Jeff?
What's happening, boys?
Hey.
We're just, I'm doing construction down here trying to clean up after Katrina, and one of our favorite things to do to the new guys is when they're up on an 8-foot ladder, we run a finish nailer through the sole of their shoes, nail them to the ladder. We did that to a new guy last week, and when he was trying to take off his boots, he lost his balance and fell ass first into a big mud bucket. And he got stuck there. He's a little Guatemalan guy. He just got his ass stuck in there, and that was it. We watched him roll around like a turtle for about 10 minutes. That's about it, boys. Punch out.
That's a good story.
There was this short little guy on the job, and a couple of the guys that I worked with picked him up. They used to just tease him all the time because he was like almost midget size, but he was just above midget. They lifted him up about 2 feet, put him against a post, and just duct taped his ankles to the post. So he's standing there and like, whoa, trying to keep from just toppling over one way or the other because they duct taped his hands in front of him and his feet 2 feet off the ground and just left him there, laughed at him, throw like shit at him. And
that's great.
It's like prison. It's like prison.
Yeah.
There's a hierarchy. There's gags. There's people getting shanked.
All right. We'll continue with this subject in a little bit, but we got to take a little break, huh?
All righty. Take a leak.
think of that?
Go ahead, try it, because this could be something good for you.
This is the chick we had on this morning. She's now on Fox and Friends, and she's about to do the weather.
Okay.
They found an angle for this girl.
Philly's not on the map.
Philly's not even on there.
Thank you.
D.C.
Yeah.
Over there. 68 degrees. Down in Charleston. Oh, where'd it go?
It's gone. It's still there.
We have no idea.
It's still
56.
there. Okay, good. All right.
Okay. St. Louis.
Yeah.
49.
Okay.
Let's see. San Antonio, 62.
Yeah.
And up here in Rapid City, 27.
That's
She's a natural.
How about the West Coast, Lauren?
Okay. Stand back.
Okay.
San Diego looks like 77.
Good.
Up here in Sacramento, 76. Up in Portland, 54. And
this is the girl
Colorado
who's on our
Springs,
show.
44.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause.
All right, we're back with the Opie and Anthony program on XM Satellite Radio. Are they doing a better job with Lauren, Miss FHM 2005?
Well, their viewers are able to see her.
And you are from New Jersey.
So right there, they're doing a better job.
FHM magazine had a nationwide search for the cover girl or the magazine mascot?
Miss 2005 FHM.
He doesn't even know what she is.
Thank you.
When did you find out you won?
At least we did our research.
Energy. Congratulations. I'd love to stick it in your ass.
It's amazing. I'm still kind of in shock. I don't believe it myself until I actually see
that was the problem.
the
She was in
magazine,
shock,
which comes
Opie.
out in December.
You should have just wrapped her in a blanket and kept her still.
Right here.
All right. Okay, thank you. Oh, there you go.
So how fast did Playboy call and say, we want you to take your clothes off?
Hey, we asked that.
Question.
No.
Would you?
No.
Would you?
No, I don't think I would ever do Playboy.
Good girl. What is your voicemail? Let's see if they left a message. Just curious. Now, Lauren, you right now are single, right? You're living at home.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you feel as though now it's going to be...
you are not.
I know.
Okay, so I know where this is going.
No, but I'm thinking about our audience.
Yeah.
We're now in Norway and Sweden and Denmark.
All right.
For the Danes, it's going to be harder to get a date if I'm thinking like you, because people are going to be intimidated. I can't ask out Miss FHM.
I'm still the same old person, though.
Of course.
They have pixelated out her butt, but she's wearing like panties.
Full panties, yeah.
She's got full panties on. They're showing her laying down. You barely see anything, but they've pixelated the back of her panties.
How does your family feel about it?
They're really, really supportive. They're
People are
excited.
so
They're so
scared
happy for me.
shitless of the FCC.
Yeah, he's not really.
Because it's his
my
job
biggest
to
fan.
take care of
Well, there you go.
Wow.
It's
All right.
the same interview that we did. See, they're not going to get anything
Everybody's
out of it.
excited. Everybody's happy.
Yes. So why don't you guys instant feedback Fox and Friends? They're doing a horrendous job, too.
What do you want to do in the long term? After Miss FHM, and that's enough for anybody's lifestyle.
Right.
But do you want to be an actress, a singer, a dancer? You took a long
I want to do all those things.
Yeah, and none of them.
I don't know. I've always been interested in modeling and acting, so hopefully this will open up a couple doors for me down the road. But this is just wonderful.
What are your obligations now?
That's what we said.
We asked her that.
She has to make a
Bastards.
We did the exact same interview.
Say.
Their interview's better because they got some really hot pictures of her that you can look at as she's giving the boring answers.
Yeah.
She's got Diners Club. She's got a Sears card.
I have Greta-like questions, and you're jealous.
All right, Lauren Harris, Miss FHM 2005. The magazine comes out very shortly.
And they went
How
with...
easy. I mean, I guess she's got to starve herself so she stays in shape, but I mean, you just show up and smile. I'm hot.
You don't have to know anything or have any controversy.
Wow, they went with the short interview, too.
That was quick.
See, we did short, they did short.
They bailed.
See? We're not the only ones. All right, getting back to the celebrity thing, the GPS, Anthony.
Oh, is that where we were?
Oh, my God, we went off on an hour tangent, but yes, talking about celebrities today. And this GPS, another idea that a bunch of guys sitting around came up with. I don't know. I don't know if this one's going to take off.
Put some celebrity voices.
It's kind of like in that same genre as, I don't know, buying a star for your loved one. Yeah. Or having a celebrity wish you a happy birthday.
Yeah. Who's the brilliant guy who came up with that star thing? That is just... How do you even get the rights to buy
a star in your name?
Right.
And it's going to be named in the National Astronomy Registry, and it'll be your name. No,
Which one is it? Is it that one right up there? No, two more to the left. Ow!
You won't get popular stars that you could actually see.
Yeah.
It's ones that are so far away, only like the Hubble can see them. They have to run out of stars, right?
Yeah. And all it takes
visible stars anyway.
Is one fire. And that document's
the registry is gone, and we'll just sell them again.
Yeah,
Is there any proof?
Scam. I want to talk to people that bought a star. Like,
can you claim it?
What do you get?
If some miraculous thing happened where tomorrow travel to other places, other stars was instantaneous, would it still be legally yours?
Scientists are looking up into the sky, and they're actually, somewhere, formulating, the Big Bang Theory, and they're actually naming, saying your name with that star.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
Yeah. I don't know. The Beth Jenkins is looking like it's going into the white dwarf phase, but the Bradley Smith is still a red giant. What?
Travis, you got a star named after you?
No, my ex-girlfriend bought me a star for Valentine's Day like 2 years ago.
That's adorable.
You get this huge certificate that says where it is, and it gives you your points.
Sky.
Hey, can I see? Can you recreate the phony excited look that you had on your face? Like, oh honey, you shouldn't have.
Oh baby.
And you can go online and try and find where your star is.
Is
it
visible to the naked eye?
Probably not. I have no idea.
You didn't check?
So what was going through your head when you were given this gift?
So it was very sweet. We have a star now. It was our star.
God.
It was their star.
This is our star.
You take on an acoustic guitar after that and play the song you wrote for her?
Twinkle, twinkle, our star.
Oh, that's adorable.
Travis has a star.
So the Travis star.
You haven't found it yet, though.
No.
Maybe it doesn't exist.
The Travis Connor star.
And how do you find it?
They give you
like
the dawning.
The age of Travis, age of Travis, Travis.
Yeah, I think they give you
the moon is in the 7th house and Jupiter aligns with Travis.
That's what they do when you get the star. Some out-of-work musical actors act that out on your front porch.
Fantastic.
Yes, I can bring it in and we can
let's go over that and try to find it.
All right.
A lot of people are... Oh, this guy bought a star, too. Let's say hi to Jeff in Jersey. Jeff, you bought a star, huh?
Yeah, what's up, fellas? I bought a star for my parents for Valentine's Day a bunch of years ago.
Oh, great.
It's fucking awful. Now you're ranking on me, and I feel like I'm such an idiot for doing it.
Because I saw this on TV. I'm like, who would buy one of these things?
How did you get the rights for it?
Yeah.
I don't know. They send you like a parchment of of ownership of the stars. So it looks like this big giant parchment,
Parchment. Like, hear ye.
Yeah.
You unroll some parchment.
I want to start a new company where you buy midgets.
You can't buy a midget.
Why?
Because they're people, regardless of what a lot of people think.
You put a GPS system in them, so then you can track your midget on the internet. Like, hey, I bought that midget, and he's...
Like his game. His little video game. Like right now, I got my little so-and-so's running around the
dog.
computer.
Yeah.
Only it's a real midget.
Well, did your dad like the star thing, Jeff?
No.
Dude, he just kind of looked at it and walked away. It was all about my mom.
Of course, a dad is going to be like, great. He's a bum.
It's still framed on the wall, though, boys.
Yeah, name a star for any occasion. Custom, deluxe, and ultimate package. Beautiful 16 by 12 full-color parchment certificate personalized with the star's name, date, and coordinates.
There's still stars left?
Apparently so. Deluxe is the 20 by 16. Package includes complimentary personalized wallet card imprinted with the star name and coordinates. So you can have it in your wallet, so you could just pull that out. And then, see, if Travis had that, he could have just shown us right there his little wallet card.
Yeah.
Along with the International Star Registry parchment up on his wall.
We're provoking aliens by doing this. You don't think they're already listening in? Oh, that son of a bitch renaming our star?
Yeah, you think somewhere?
Right. This is how it starts, man.
Right. They're claiming our star. You think there's some aliens somewhere else, and they've already sold us off? Like our son is, like, fucking ack-nack, whack-ack-ack?
Right.
That's our
some alien with a name you can't pronounce owns this fine rock that we're rolling on. Let's say
Bush goes on TV.
These guys, they're renaming our son. Renaming our son. We can't allow that to happen. Because next thing they're going to try to take is our freedom.
All right, here we go. Batwing ball bag. That's a great
Hello,
name.
Opie. Hi, guys.
That's a great name, by the way. I like that one.
Well, hey, you gave it to me. Thank you
Very
much.
nice. All right, what do you got?
Hey, you actually don't own the star.
No?
You
What?
actually just own a copyright. It's like a book. Somebody's putting this in a book, and you own the copyright.
Huh?
Yeah. The
What?
name of it actually is written in a book, and it's the copyright. The copyright to it. So
Is it the copyright?
You know what? They can't even commit to this. This is what you do. Obviously, space travel isn't going to advance to the point where you're going to be able to visit your star. So you sell these stars to the average Joe and say, you actually own this star for the length of your life.
No,
and then at that point, it goes back to God's territory or whatever.
Well, here is an astronomer, Opie. This is an astronomer, Peter Enzernick. He's in Australia. I don't know what his name is. But he answers questions here. Can I buy or name a star? No, is the answer to that. But I have heard there were organizations that will do this. Isn't it true? Answer. There are organizations that will take your money and send you a certificate. But these documents have no validity and are not recognized by anyone else. There are at least a half dozen companies or individuals who claim the ability to name stars. However, no private company has ever been granted the authority to name stars by any government, professional, astronomical organization, or international treaty.
Fuck that.
So it's all bullshit.
How about we just all start owning stars on our own? Who's telling us that we can and can't do this?
The company says these stars are officially registered or copyrighted. Doesn't that make them legitimate
By who?
or official?
America?
With the Library of Congress or the U.S. Patent Office. Official registered can simply mean registered with the star naming company. That does not mean anyone outside the company will accept this list of stars or their names as valid.
So let's say the astronomers in Japan, are they accepting what we have decided here in the United States?
No, there could be 5 different companies, let's say, that each sell the same star with different name. Like your star could be Travis's star. If 2 different companies have sold,
I don't want a fucking star.
You have one now.
What's a great
I've given
scam?
you one by proxy, just using this as an example.
You got to appreciate a good scam, though.
It is a good scam, selling stars. Stop it.
Look at this guy or girl, Cody, the guy. Cody, Minnesota?
Hey, what's up?
You bought a fucking star, it says.
Yep, this piece of shit. It's called the International Star Registry.
Right, that's the big one.
Yeah, bullshit. It's, basically, they only sell it to you if you're in Minnesota, or not in Minnesota, in the United States.
Who did you buy it for?
My ex-girlfriend, fucking cunt. But,
your ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
And obviously
$250, yeah.
200.
I'd like it back.
And what did she say when you gave it to her?
Usual bullshit. Oh, it's so cute. Oh, God, shut up and suck my cock.
This is
so
sweet. Where is? Let's go outside and look for it. Yeah, where is it?
Oh,
you don't even know. You're like right up. Do you see right up there?
That one. Just point at like something real bright, like Venus.
Right. That's yours, baby. It's the brightest one in the sky.
Isn't that the North Star?
No.
That's your star.
That's your star.
I paid an extra $250 for it.
Yeah, I got that whole pattern there that looks like a spoon. That's yours now.
What a crock of shit. Who's falling for this?
They call it the Big Rebecca now.
Cody.
What's up?
Why? Why did you fall for this?
Last minute.
Pussy whip?
I've seen these on these commercials on TV. I'm like, no one's buying into this, are they?
Registered with the Star Registry.
I bought into it. I'm a retard.
Yeah.
All right.
It's stupid.
Is it true you could also own pieces of the moon? That's what Kirby's saying in Oklahoma.
It's ridiculous.
Hey, guys, I got a friend of mine who bought for his wife an acre of land on the moon.
Come on.
And he is fucking convinced that one day it's going to be worth millions if he holds on to it when we move up there.
Yeah, in his great-great-great-great-grandson's life.
Yeah, when we all move to the moon.
Yeah.
That won't happen until the year 1990. When we establish moon bases. What happened?
You know, we do have to find some of those old clips.
Yeah.
Is there a way to do that?
I love the old 50s movies when it's supposed to be the future, but obviously the movies made in the 50s,
right.
And they go through decade by decade. By 1970, we had established bases on Mars and Venus. By 1990, we had left the solar system. And you watch and go, God, we're aiming high, weren't we?
All right, this is going to be our new bit. I don't know how we're going to make this happen.
It's like your New Year's resolutions you make every year. I'm going to drop 20 pounds.
Yeah,
I'm going to get a six-pack.
Yeah. That's how they...
I'm going to read some classics.
And you really thought it was going to read some classics. You thought it was going to go that way.
Yeah.
I absolutely thought growing up that by 1990, by the year 2000...
By March, I'll read For Whom the Bells Toll.
You thought it was going to be something going on.
Why don't we try to figure this out, though? Eric, you think you could do it? Or maybe we get the listeners involved? Get those old movies and those old news clips where they're telling us what's going to happen in the future.
Star Trek has a few. I know Star Trek has, like, by 1980... your Third World War that happened in, like, 1975.
Right. It would be very interesting to get some of these clips from the old movies and the old news programs and stuff and see how accurate they actually were.
Mm-hmm. There's some comic used to do, I don't even know who it was, but used to do a funny bit about Star Trek, which is kind of a hacky comic subject, but it was always the three-person rule in Star Trek, two of which had to be Earthlings, and then they had to have the alien guy. So it's like, you're Julius Caesar, you're Abraham Lincoln, and Vulcan's Amaka Shakaho. Has to throw that alien guy in from Rigel 7.
Star Thing is completely fake.
Yeah, stop.
This is how Indians lost America.
What, we're selling off land?
Can we... this guy has a very good question in Virginia.
Uh-huh.
Jason, what's up?
Hey, guys. Ant, you'd be the expert on this, but do you think you could buy a black hole and name it Robin?
Fred got me a black hole and ended up Robin.
Now she's in a dunking booth doing the news. Ugh.
They ripped me off. It's my star.
Wife. All right, we'll do one more of these, and then we got to get to the celebrity thing, because now there's a new thing.
Look at us.
Because we were talking about how celebrities could call you on your birthday. Well, now they're doing it with the GPS, right?
Birthday.
Let's say hi to Corey in Georgia.
Hey.
That would be your cue, Corey.
You're on. Corey. Dory.
Georgia.
Maury.
Wife bought me a star.
You're from Georgia? Yeah, you. What's your name?
What's Corey.
What?
Corey.
That's what we were saying. What were you listening to, my friend?
I was listening to you. I just couldn't get through. I was saying hello.
Your pants are on
just
fire.
Just got done taking a great big Howard down here in Georgia. Big Howard in the toilet.
We get it. It says it twice.
We get it, dude. We're trying to help you,
Did you buy your wife a star, sir?
No, my wife bought me a star. It was also the best blowjob I got that night, man. I said, baby, you're the only star I need.
Ugh.
The best. Oh, she just went to...
Wow.
Damn. Holy shit, don't do that while I'm driving. I'll have a real crash.
Still not impressed with the phone calls we get from Georgia, I got to tell you.
What's that?
I'm not impressed with the calls we get from Georgia.
Georgia usually,
a little shaky.
Really bad call.
A little shaky. I don't think they understand the program yet. Anthony, so now we got celebrities doing the GPS thing, and we found one, a Mr. T one.
Yeah, there's a couple over there. Mr. T. Now, this is what you need. Normal GPS has a generic female voice.
She's really hot sounding.
It's just, left turn, next left, continue on this highway, and then it's not distracting. It's nice, pleasant. That's it.
Subtly aroused.
Yes. The last thing you need is Mr. T yelling at you when you're driving.
Because everyone's a little on edge when they're driving.
Especially if you're driving somewhere new where you need a navigation system. It's obviously somewhere you haven't been before.
That's why they were smart when they invented the GPS, to get a very soft voice.
Yes.
To help you along on your commute.
Next left.
Right. Very
like
soft.
That.
Yeah, you're still losing your mind, though.
Fuck you. Fuck. Make a mistake and it has you turning around.
You ever start talking back to it like, I know?
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
The miles thing is always off, too. They'll be like, make a left in .03 miles. And so now you're looking at your odometer. You're not missing the turn. It's always like at least 3/4 of a mile. My God, I've gone 3/10 of a mile.
Maybe in the old GPS. What are you looking at your odometer?
I'm looking at the one on the...
on the GPS?
No,
on the
whatever. Budget rent a car. I don't have a car.
Oof. Budget. What was it, like stuck to the dashboard with a sticky?
They're on my...
Excuse me, guys. Breaking news. Breaking news. Excuse me.
Sorry, we don't all have a fucking Escalade just tearing into the atmosphere.
Breaking news. Excuse me.
Breaking news.
Howard has admitted he has invented something else today. Caveman, New Jersey.
What's happening, shit dicks?
What's up?
Hey, man.
Hey, yo, fucking Howard just claimed that he invented MTV's Unplugged.
You're joking.
Dude,
now it's a joke, and you're just kidding, right?
Dude, I swear to Christ.
We like to break into the show when we find out the latest thing Howard has invented, and today it's Howard has invented MTV Unplugged. How is he pulling this one off there, Caveman?
He is the George Washington Carver of everything.
Huh?
Well, he said what he did was he had a group come on his show with an acoustic guitar, and then a week later MTV did it, and then every radio station did it.
He did not say this.
No, stop.
He did not. He
invented.
At this point, he's a joke.
He stinks.
He's a joke of his former self.
Look, whether you...
I can't even keep track of all the inventions.
I don't know. Whether you like him or not,
I know last week
it's beyond that.
Was it last week he said that he invented best ofs?
Best ofs. Any type of best of that you hear.
Right.
Even though television had been calling it reruns for years.
Right.
Best of, well, whatever.
He invented jaywalking.
He invented that.
That Jay does.
Right.
I'm trying to remember all the ones.
Dude, you'll not... Wow, Whip 'em Out Wednesday.
Oh, yeah, he invented Wow.
Invented that.
He invented the Osbournes.
He invented the Osbournes. That was
reality television he invented.
He invented reality
television.
Reality television in general.
Syndication.
Reality TV, syndication, MTV Unplugged. Got to get all these down.
Polio vaccine.
What else?
That was Jonas Stern.
Oh, he invented breathing. That's right. Forgot about that.
Breathing. Walking upright. Tell him, Fred.
What else, Anthony? Walking upright.
There were so many.
Porn.
He invented porn?
Yeah, why not? He invented everything else.
I doubt it.
He did not say he invented MTV Unplugged.
MTV Unplugged. Acoustic acts. What did they do before electric guitars? Everything was acoustic. Everything was on Dylan in a fucking little club in the village was Dylan Unplugged.
Right. Dylan was the one that decided, you know what, I'm going to plug in.
Yeah,
you idiot.
Oh, my God. Enough already.
Let's say hi to Josh in D.C. Josh?
What's up, guys?
Hey, Josh.
Happy birthday, Bill Burr. He's now justifying the fact that he had Unplugged first by playing all these acoustic songs, all these acts that have come on the show already.
Oh, my God. People...
So he feels the need that he has to prove himself to all the listeners to prove that he's, the man that invented everything.
Do you guys call him up when he starts down this road?
Yeah, doesn't anyone call him out on this shit?
And say, look, Howard, you're full of shit, you're delusional, you're losing your fucking mind, you can't...
I think he busies out his life because you can't get through.
You can't be... our listeners get through all the time and drive them nuts.
Every time he claims he invents something, you try to dial in and it's just busy.
Well, this guy makes a great point, Fred from Jersey. Howard actually copied Best of Carson. Carson's reruns used to be called that way back. Remember when Johnny would take a day off and there wasn't a guest host, it would be the Best of Carson. And it was clips of the best parts of his show.
Try to claim that he invented best ofs is just ridiculous.
Right, because reruns never occurred beforehand.
Wow.
All right, well, keep us informed. We like to keep a list of all the things Howard invented, supposedly. One more thing. Rich in Georgia. Go ahead.
Hey, trying to vindicate Georgia here, man, but you guys forgot a real important one.
Yeah.
He invented calling in shows.
He invented what?
Calling in shows, man. He's been calling them in for years. I'm actually from New York.
It means phoning it in.
Yeah, phoning it in, or, well, thank you, Georgia.
Out.
Oh, that's right. He also claimed that he invented, go ahead, Chris, I'll let you say it. Chris from PA.
The Everyone Hates Chris show, that Chris Rock show, he says that was his idea because of Howard Stern in the high school years.
Yeah, that's
right. He says that they stole that idea from him also.
That's right.
Holy shit,
I thought they stole it from the Wonder Years and Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yeah. Isn't it the Wonder Years?
Now he's claiming Chris Rock stole his life,
and now he says
stole his upbringing.
His ideas on the air.
People don't have time to listen to Howard. Howard is so paranoid. He thinks all these creative people are sitting back listening to Howard every morning so they could get their next idea. People don't have time.
Chris stole his childhood.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for him, it wouldn't be a world, it seems like.
All right. Thank you, sir. I forgot about that one. I got to add that to the list. The new Chris Rock show he invented. New Chris Rock show.
I am stunned.
All right. So, getting back to this. Oh, you got the audio? Yeah, let's listen in on this.
Bands never, ever took an acoustic guitar, brought it in, and played on the radio.
Led Zeppelin 3.
We started doing it all the way back to NBC days.
Could you stop this?
DC 101. And in DC...
I have at home Zeppelin playing on radio on the BBC.
Dude, stop. Back Alan Freed would have people come in and go, do up, do up, do up, do up, do.
And the only reason these big acts would come in, especially in the early days, you know, and play acoustically, is because they couldn't get all that equipment into a radio station.
Exactly.
Oh my God, he's losing his.
He's really
mind.
going crazy, and I don't want to start feeling sorry for him.
It's getting close. Though,
it's getting very close. When I start feeling bad for somebody, wow,
all right,
he's losing his fucking mind.
Let's listen a little more, and we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Go ahead.
To NBC days.
DC 101.
And DC 101 as well. And all of a sudden you saw a burst of sudden genius, like on MTV. They started having artists in to do it, and then all the other radio stations started doing it. Today it is...
MTV built a whole series on...
Shut up, you fucking hole!
It's so commonplace now to hear a guy come in with a guitar and play a stripped-down acoustic version. I'm telling you the truth. When I was on in Washington, D.C., it was never heard of. And I remember I used to receive such accolades because it occurred to me that people could come in with just a guitar.
All right, he's officially a crazy old fuck. He is a crazy bastard. How do you go on and claim this? How do you claim that?
It's like buying a star.
It's just like buying a star. I have a certificate of authenticity on Unplugged acts, Robin. Tell him, Fred.
I invented buying
back
stars.
In from the NBC days, DC 101, DC 101 days. Back when I was in Roosevelt. Woo-hoo.
Tell him, Fred. Fred ain't saying shit. He even knows you're delusional.
God.
Holy crap.
Well, he's losing his mind.
All right.
He understands.
He invented Unplugged now.
There is a lot of pressure.
I can't keep up with all his inventions.
With him going over to satellite, a lot of pressure.
Howard Einstein.
There's going to be a huge decrease in his audience size, and he's a little freaked out about it. And he's, right now, this is a man trying to justify his career. He's trying to justify his life and his career and give it some validation in his waning days. That's what he's doing. And now he's claiming ownership of MTV Unplugged and any Unplugged. Well, good luck, Howie.
Don't make us find examples of other performers playing Unplugged before you got into radio. I mean, this one's way too easy.
All of radio rips me off.
Of course, Howie. Of course. All right, Anthony, the GPS and the celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of the hot voice, the
no one was thinking
voice,
about celebrities doing GPS, Robin. Till me. I was actually in someone's car giving them directions. I said, turn right here. And somebody said, that's a great idea. Could you just be in my car all the time and talk and give me directions? I said, I'll tape it for you.
A lot of people are very pissed off at me right now, and I don't blame them, but I get a little excited. Plastic Man from Columbus, Ohio says it all. Thanks a lot, Opie. I just lost my fucking hearing. I just lose my mind when Robin talks on that show because she has absolutely nothing to add whatsoever.
You have to do your yelling way back here.
Yeah,
you have
I know.
to go like this and
I know.
Yeah, that'll work.
But she drives me nuts because she has nothing. Absolutely nothing. She's the luckiest lady in broadcasting. And she should just shut up.
How many times does Scotzo have people on?
Well, you know what?
And play acoustically.
Why don't we get Black Earl on the phone?
Black Earl will know.
Maybe we'll bore the shit out of people with this, but we were lucky enough to work for a radio station called WNEW. one of the first rock stations in America. They had an archive. Remember the archive?
It was a vault.
It was like a museum. Remember, they had the temperature had to be just right in there. It was a vault.
There were tapes, reel-to-reel tapes in there.
Reel-to-reel tapes going back in, to the 70s.
Yep.
Of bands performing for WNEW.
Yeah, acoustically and plugged in.
And guess what? There wasn't just a few.
No.
There were thousands of
these. It was a library.
At this point, they're trying to figure out what to do with all these tapes because it's just a gold mine. They don't know what to do with these tapes. It's in this weird room at WNEW. It's like a vault. It's like a bank vault. There's only like one or two keys. The temperature has to be just perfect in there. Earl.
Yo.
At WNEW, right?
Yeah.
That room that has all the archives of the bands coming in?
Yeah.
How many reel-to-reel tapes would you say are in that room?
Thousands.
Thousands, okay.
Thousands.
And how far back does it go?
I think as far back as 71, maybe?
71.
1971. And is it true, Earl, that these bands would perform for WNEW?
Oh, all the time. It was everywhere.
Would they perform electrically?
It depended. The tech setup usually was acoustic. It was easier to set up.
There you go. And Scotzo would talk with the artists, John Lennon and such, members of The Who, and maybe they would perform acoustically in the studio.
Yeah, they would play songs live in the studio. No, just a simple setup.
Wasn't there something called the WNEW Magic Ballroom or whatever it was called?
Yeah.
The Imaginary Ballroom?
The Imaginary Ballroom.
What happened during the WNEW Imaginary Ballroom?
The bands would play live.
And this would be what year, Earl?
Wow. I mean, it's old as radio itself, practically.
Let's just, is it fair to say before 1980?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
See, we back up our shit with facts.
Fair to say around the times of Bob Hope.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you go back to WNEW AM...
Yeah. Yeah, well, we're just
in the olden days.
Well, we'll be fair. We know for a fact from, say, 1971 to at least 1980, there were a lot of bands coming through WNEW playing live.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And you also got to remember in the days of AM, that was how the radio shows were done. The bands would play in the studio.
Yeah, they would come in the studio and play live. That's how it was done.
There's a bunch of frauds that work around Howard, too. They're all too scared to, bring it to his attention.
Howard,
full of shit.
What does he say?
They all just sit there and kiss his ass and lick
Earl.
his asshole.
Earl, he just said, just moments ago, that he invented MTV Unplugged.
Because before him, no one was playing acoustically on his show.
Yeah, no one had an artist come on a radio show with an acoustic guitar and just play and sing on the radio like that. And after he did it, MTV ripped that off and started the MTV Unplugged.
But 80% of Led Zeppelin's third album was acoustic.
Acoustic.
Now he's just talking crazy.
We know that.
Lost
That's
his
why
mind.
we like to back it up with facts.
Yeah, but the acoustic...
Do you have an example of some of the artists that played on WNEW?
Greg Lake.
Greg Lake from ELP.
Greg Lake from ELP. Patti Smith. Roger Daltrey.
Yeah.
Wait, Roger Daltrey actually played live at WNEW?
Yeah, he played it. They did an acoustic setup in the studio.
That's great.
Hey, can I play that clip again of Howard? Because we do back up our shit.
Yeah, listen to this, Earl.
Bands never, ever took an acoustic guitar, brought it in, and played on the radio. And we started doing it all the way back to NBC days.
DC 101.
And in DC 101
that was
as
Fred.
well.
Tell him, Fred.
And all of a sudden, you saw a burst of sudden genius, like on MTV. They started having artists in to do it, and then all the other radio stations started doing it. Today,
MTV built a whole series, Unplugged, around it.
Yep, it is so commonplace now to hear a guy come in with a guitar and play a stripped-down acoustic version. I'm telling you the truth. When I was on in Washington, D.C., it was never heard of. And I remember I used to receive such accolades because it occurred to me that people could come in with just a guitar.
Shut up! Shut the fuck up!
He just lies openly to his listeners. And the people sitting around him know it's not true, but they're pussies. A bunch of fucking pussies.
Wow.
And that hole, what does she add there? Nothing. Again.
And guys, the other stations, other FM rock stations, were doing this across the country as well. I mean, K-Rock LA must have tons of tapes.
Yeah, but K-Rock LA, we're being fair since Howard started broadcasting. Yeah. K-Rock LA was after Howard started broadcasting, right?
Probably, yeah.
So, I mean, we have a good example, WNEW. We all worked there. We saw the vault. It's sick how unbelievable this thing is. They got all sorts of very, very rare recordings. They should do something with that. They still don't know what to do. They should just hand it over to a record company and let them figure it out. And all these bands were coming through WNEW and playing acoustically, including Roger Daltrey.
So, I mean...
Yeah, hey guys, remember the BBC sessions too, going back to at least 1966. If memory serves, didn't Led Zeppelin release an entire album of stuff they did live on the BBC?
I got that.
Fucking incredible.
I got that. And then we got Ben in the studio. WBCN was doing the exact same thing back in the day.
They had Aerosmith doing that stuff in like 1973 when their first album came out.
Aerosmith, BCN, acoustic.
Bruce Springsteen at BCN when they were on the top of the Peru and Born to Run was out, like 1975. I mean, BCN was back from they started in 68, like NEW.
No one. You heard him. No one ever.
Yeah,
no one ever, never took an acoustic guitar.
Ever. He's the biggest fraud in radio, and people have to start figuring that out and realizing that.
They just kept making acoustic instruments for some reason, but no one was using them.
Another one, Boston, 1976, their first album came out. They did a thing with BCN when I remember that with like Hitch a Ride was acoustic back then. BCN has all those old tapes too.
But he realized that a guy could just come in with an acoustic. He realized that he could just come in with an acoustic guitar.
Look, he's lost his mind. He's lost his mind.
What do you think they have a tambourine for?
Huh?
That's for the drummer when they come in. Right. Shit's going to be too loud.
Earl?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. You just proved our point, which is making Blood Fart very, very annoyed today. Blood Fart.
What's up, gentlemen?
Hey, how are you?
I'm okay. I'm actually absolutely a huge fan of the show. And
Blood Fart, you're not being honest, because I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, why bring Stern up every day? Do we bring up Stern every day?
Well, for the most part,
do we bring up Stern every day?
You're preaching the choir, Earl.
I know, but we don't bring. But you guys exaggerate with your shit, and it's getting annoying.
First of all,
we don't bring up Stern every day.
And secondly,
the other issue some of the fans on Whackbag had was we're spending too much time talking about the assault on the media. That's not true either. Okay. So keep it between the lines. We don't bring them up every day.
It's not every day. It's whenever something like this comes up, some bit of hypocrisy that no one seems to want to point out, that this jackass is going on the air and just bullshitting on a daily basis. And we want to take the opportunity when it does happen to point it out, to show people that the guy's a fucking fraud. What's the problem with that?
Yeah, Blood Fart, he's been getting away with murder, and there's a lot at stake here as he moves to satellite radio.
To who?
Yeah.
To whom? Maybe to the brand new audience on DirecTV that has no clue who we are and was just going past the channels and went, who are these guys?
Okay.
Maybe it's not always about you, Blood Fart.
It is all about you, boys. I love you. Later.
All right. Thank you.
He's on the message board. Attack.
Nah.
Attack Blood Fart. You know what, by the way?
I like some of his posts.
I'm banning him.
No, I like Blood Fart. I really do.
And
I like him. No, stop.
Next time, he is banned.
All right, good. That's the way to handle that, I think.
Bill, any problem with what was just done there?
No. I think you handled that perfectly, okay? It's just that we have to point this stuff out. You know, Howard tried to beat us up when we first came to New York. It never happened. It never will happen. And as we move forward, now that we don't work for the same fucking company and where he could strong-arm us with the big bosses behind the scenes, now this is what we do. Now we point it out every single day if we have to.
That's how it works.
And if you don't like it, listen to something else.
Elton John released an entire album in 1970 that was recorded from a session on the old station in New York City with Dave Herman hosting. It was all acoustic.
In 1956, Buddy Holly went into radio stations throughout the Midwest and performed his songs on acoustic guitar.
Yeah, there's so many examples.
And if you know anything about, I guess it would be called semantics officially, Howard is lying so bad that he has to point out that I am telling the truth. As soon as you have to tell someone you're telling the truth,
I'm telling the truth.
You don't even feel good about what you're saying.
I'm telling the truth. because he knows.
How come Bill
mail
isn't saying
comes in.
shit? Is he afraid of not having a spot on Howie's show after you guys self-destruct?
Comics never like bad-mouthing anybody with the show.
I never got into a battle with him.
Even Jimmy Norton.
That's like when Rogan came in and he trashed
Mencia.
Carlos.
Yeah, I don't know Carlos.
We understand. We see you sitting there just like Jimmy Norton did.
We have a lot of
did the same
anger
thing.
that built up for many years because of this fucking prick. He's a fraud. He's been getting away with murder for many, many years, so we will point this out every chance we get now.
Fucking with us behind the scenes in
No
corporate,
fucking
so
problem.
screw him.
Jackass really just called me out there.
Certainly did.
Thought I could just sit here, let you
Ride
guys
out the
froth
storm.
at the mouth.
It's all right.
As I do every other day.
And make sure you call Howard and remind him that he did not invent this. It'll drive him nuts.
Everyone knows.
It'll drive him nuts again.
David Lee Roth is the future anyway of radio, so.
Of course. We're all scared of David Lee Roth. He'll be the next one we're scared of. Ouch. All right, why don't we take a break?
Aren't we going to do something about Mr. T and navigation systems?
Oh, no.
Wow, man.
Is he still on hold?
Stink. We fucking stink.
And we wrap up every Howard Stern rant with his fine reading of the XM satellite radio commercial.
Quickly, though,
Yes.
Linda had a great point on there. On line 4. Linda?
Yes.
Hi. You'd like to bring up another radio live event?
Yeah, actually this has been pretty enlightening because I didn't realize when the Little Rascals were performing live on the radio, Darla and Alfalfa were actually at DC 101 with Howard.
It was the International Silver String Submarine Band, and I believe they performed live. That was an acoustic act.
Oh, very good.
They used, what are those things called? Kazoos. And they did The Daring Young Man on the flying trapeze, and every so often they would hit a cymbal.
You were in the audience.
Yes, they would hit a cymbal, and my hat would pop off, and my hair flew up in the engineering room.
Exactly. Who knew? Who knew Howard was involved with that also?
Yep.
All right,
goes
Linda.
way back.
Thank you so much. All right.
Bye-bye.
We'll go to break with Howard Stern talking finally about XM satellite radio.
I'm not sure of what I see.
If you're planning a road trip this weekend, it's time to take XM satellite radio along for the ride. XM gives you 100% commercial-free music. It's the ultimate playlist with channels for album rock, alternative, heavy metal, hip-hop, unsigned bands, blues, jazz. There's an XM channel for everyone in the family, including the biggest names in news, sports, talk, and comedy. All in digital quality sound for less than $10 a month. No wonder it's the most listened to satellite radio service. The XM Roadie from Delphi can turn any radio into an XM radio. It's the smallest satellite radio ever, so it looks great on your dashboard. Plus, for a limited time, you'll also get a free home kit, so you can connect XM to any home stereo. XM makes a great graduation or Father's Day gift. Check it out at electronic stores, including Best Buy and Circuit City. Beyond AM, beyond FM, it's XM satellite radio.
I got to speak up. We can't go to break.
Oh, and they are just losing their minds in the
I have
other room.
to speak up.
Derek
What the
and Travis
fuck was
are
that?
laughing.
That wasn't just the commercial. There's music playing over it. What was that?
That was a submission we got from Chemistry.
Chemistry? And just off the cuff, off the fly, out of the fucking blue, you decide to play that one?
I thought it was something different, but...
Holy shit, Hawk.
Oh, well.
Holy shit. Good call. You just decide to play some fucking faggot music over something you kind of wanted to hear. You couldn't hear what Howie was saying. The music's too loud in the mix. I don't know what that music is. Made me want to start having butt sex. What the fuck? Why not just play the one?
Excuse me?
It was very gay music is what I was trying to convey there with the butt sex.
It was definitely, but it wasn't enough to convince me to go to the other side.
It was very gay.
I think it's going to take a little more than that. Anthony. Jesus.
Hawk, excuse?
No. All right, delete it right now, right in front of us.
Please delete that.
Let me watch you delete it. Of course. Wow. It's frozen. It's gone. There you go. Here's Howard Stern talking about XM satellite radio. This is the one we wanted to play. Howard Stern loves XM satellite radio. Loves it, loves it, loves it. He has it in his Escalade, and he loves talking about it.
If you're planning a road trip this weekend, it's time to take XM satellite radio along for the ride. XM gives you 100% commercial-free music. It's the ultimate playlist with channels for album rock, alternative, heavy metal, hip-hop, unsigned bands, blues, jazz. There's an XM channel for everyone in the family, including the biggest names in news, sports, talk, and comedy, all in digital quality sound. No wonder it's the most listened to satellite radio service. The XM Roadie from Delphi can turn any radio into an XM radio. It's the smallest satellite radio ever, so it looks great on your dashboard. XM. Check it out. Electronic stores, including Best Buy and Circuit City. Beyond AM, beyond FM, it's XM satellite radio.
Like sands through the hourglass, so is the O&A virus.
How can I honestly say anybody rips me off? I mean, when I hear the same exact bits done, that's how I say it.
I mean, what about WOW? That's totally their idea.
Oh, there you go. Okay. There's something new.
Well, and then...
There's something new. You know what? I used to do that in Washington, D.C. Tell him, Fred. I used to have people tie bandanas around their cars so that women would take their clothes off in the cars. Dude, get with it.
All right, well, I mean...
Give me an original idea.
Well,
Come on.
I mean, I know.
I used to have my listeners tie a bandana around their car. I mean, I've done it all.
What about going off on... I totally know that's you.
All right, okay, whatever. I got to go. Please, I don't really want to get into a discussion like this.
So delusional.
That is really funny.
See,
Someone found the clip.
Yeah, that's something we couldn't play on the old show because of the gag order that he placed on us.
How do you tie a bandana around your car? That's a great one. That's a big bandana.
What's the matter? My car has cancer.
People throwing frisbees to their cars, jumping, grabbing.
God, just showing your age, man. You can't even tie bandanas to antennas anymore.
It's all hippied out. You honk the horn, like beep, beep.
Dude.
Oh, dude.
He's so delusional.
Oh, man.
Just admit it. WOW is such an original idea.
I invented everything. I've done it all. He even said, I've done it all. Wow.
Even the stuff that's going to be invented, I did already.
There's no original
I went into
ideas.
a time machine
Everyone
and I already did it.
Killed himself.
Right.
I've done it all. I was the first one to do anything. Marconi ripped me off, Robin. Remember the what was that thing called? .. Morse code. It was Howard code earlier. The guy ripped me off. I invented SOS. Robin. What a complete jackass. He's the guy. Wow. Wow. He invented WOW. And it had nothing to do with Whip 'em Out Wednesday or WOW. It was tying a bandana around your car. Thank you, Howard.
And what were we supposed to do if you saw, like...
I don't know. He didn't really explain it very well.
Of course he's not going to explain.
If someone had a bandana tied around their car somehow, girls would get naked in the car? Was that what... It wasn't even flash. Yeah, girls would get naked. They're driving, taking their clothes off, crashing into a butt, Mr. Robin. I invented traffic accidents.
A bandana around an antenna. That reminds me of something else I've heard. It's called a fucking flag. That's not exactly somebody's fucking invention.
I invented that, Robin. They say Betsy Ross did that. I sewed the stars on. Ooh, it was all me.
I don't care.
I don't care.
I honestly don't care. I don't care.
I invented the bandana.
Opie and Anthony, the virus is spreading.
I like this instant feedback from James in Georgia. Big comeback for Georgia today. Hey, fellas, just had a thought. I can now TiVo your show and listen to it whenever the hell I want. Thank you, DirecTV.
That's right.
That's a great feature.
You got a TiVo, or does DirecTV have the DVR kind of thing yet?
I don't know.
I'm sure they will in no time.
That's the one problem with the MiFi. You can't really rewind or fast forward.
Yep.
So, like, our show, for example, is saved in chunks. So if we go an hour
without a break,
that's one chunk. And you can't, like, fast forward or rewind within that chunk. You know what I mean? And we've been working on it. We're trying to figure out something where maybe the display changes throughout the show, so then it's broken into lesser chunks.
Can't you fast forward, but it's like...
No, it goes from chunk to chunk.
Whole chunk?
Yeah, it goes from chunk to chunk, basically.
Yeah.
Like you record a channel, let's say, on your MiFi. And when I'm in the car, it's all about Ethel, let's say. And then all of a sudden, I got a bunch of songs on there, and I could either skip, forward or backwards, depending on what song I want to listen to.
Right.
But you can't, like, fast forward within the song or rewind within the song.
They should invent something.
Yeah. I think it's on the way, but the point I'm making with this whole DirecTV thing, now that problem is solved because you TiVo the show, and then when we're boring. When that That segment is just not going anywhere. I'm going to fast forward 10 minutes and see if they got better.
See what they did.
See what they do now. So, just love the DirecTV deal. It's awesome for us.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. All right, you want to get to the GPS audio?
We were headed there. Somewhere. Oh, no.
Scott Farrell.
I got DirecTV. It rocks. I got all the games going. I got porno. I got you now. It's ridiculous.
Where are you working these days?
Well, I'm still doing the Fox Sports Radio thing, and, you know, I'm having a huge bash in Miami on 142. You know, it'll be on all weekend. I'm going to be going to the last NASCAR race at Homestead, and they're going to crown Tony Stewart the champion on Sunday. Saturday Busch race, I'm hitting the Miami Canes, Georgia Tech football game at the Orange Bowl with all the Cuban hotties. Woo!
Hey, we have your pal Bill Burr in studio today.
That's cool, man. I guess both the Yankees and Red Sox blow, huh?
Yeah, but A-Rod is the MVP.
Yeah, he blows, too. What a pussy.
Oh, you don't like A-Rod?
He's got no rings, and he talks a lot, and he stood there and held the bat for 5 days in October. It was torture for me. I was drinking shots of goose.
Well,
I almost had a heart attack watching them lose. Jesus, it was awful. It had, I mean, just what the White Sox did to everybody was unbelievable. They're killing everybody. Hey, look at the Giants. All their owners are dying off, and then that game last week sucked against the Vikings. God, I'm glad I'm going to South Beach. I need to look at all those titties down there and get some sun.
Yeah, the Giants looked awful last week. And
it always ends with pussy.
Yeah,
I know. Pussy or booze.
And their co-owner died last night, I guess, huh?
Yeah, the Tisch family lost their father, Bob Tisch. He was 79. He had brain cancer, and of course Mara had passed. I don't know, a month ago, and I mean it was just a bummer. I was at that game, and it was just torture. They had Sharper had a 90-yard pick for a touchdown, a punt return for a touchdown they had in the game, a kickoff return for a touchdown. Manning threw 4 picks and still tied the game when they went for 2 late in the game, and then they lose on the field goal. Yeah. It was crazy. The beer ended up giving me a hangover just losing that way. I've never seen a team lose that way.
He wraps it up.
Wraps it up with beer or
pussy. I love it.
It's the only way it's going to go.
Fucking rock, Pharrell.
Honest to God, I'm hitting, I called all my boys down in Miami. I'm hitting Scarlett's, the Versace room. I'm taking down a bunch of raw spenders from New York to just blow money and look at hotties and get boob poured all over us naked in a hot strip club on Saturday. Now we're going to Joe's Stone Crab. We're going to eat crabs and claws and everything else until we're blue in the face. We're going to just be busting off rounds. Anybody that wants to party with us, go to Homestead Speedway on Sunday. I'm doing shows there Saturday morning, Sunday morning. They'll both be hangover shows. Count on it, and I hope Fez...
What do you think about the Iraqi war?
How's Fez, man? Is he cool?
Fezzy's all right,
yeah.
man.
Well, send him my love, and I was really sorry to hear about that. You guys have it your way. You're kicking ass on TV now, too. I'm digging it. I got to run, and I'll see you freaks in Miami. You bitches better come and party with me.
No.
You guys are soft.
All right, Scott.
You guys, that'd be cool.
All right, there you go. Scott Farrell, I just want to say hi. All right.
Damn, Bill fucking finds that.
Yeah, we've been talking to him for years.
I never noticed. He just wraps everything up with booze or pussy.
Yeah. What do you think he's talking about?
No, I can't wait for him to call back.
We didn't find any weapons of mass destruction. I mean, I'm sitting here with my cock in my hand. We need some sort of exit strategy. I gotta have a drink.
Can't wait to hear him now.
I heard that Mr. T's doing the navigation system on some of the vehicles. He's going to be screaming directions out at you, left turn, right turn. It's going to be great. It's going to be pretty annoying when I listen to it after about a quart of fucking Jameson. And a chick sitting in the passenger seat with her muff showing. Anyways, the Giants had a rough game.
He knows his sports, booze, and pussy.
Yeah, another one of the owners of the Giants just died. I'm dying for some pussy over here.
All right, GPS with Mr. T.
Yes. Company decided.
Oh, my God. Let's just
got
do
deja vu.
Let's just do it.
That celebrities should be doing some of these and make it a little more entertaining than the generic female voice in the GPS systems.
So you could pretty much get Mr. T to do it.
Mr. T. Now, I'm not sure. Is this going to be like you punch in the directions and they run through all the directions? Or is it just going to be a little incentive while you're driving. Like every so often in between the left turn, right turn is, you know, hey, make sure you keep your eyes open. You know, don't fall asleep at the wheel, fool. Something like that. Or is it? Or are they going to sit them in a studio and go, left, turn right, go straight, 1 mile, 2 mile, 3 mile, quarter mile, and then have somebody cut it all up and then put it together like they do. You know, it's not like Mr. T has to drive around with a tape recorder over every road in the country. Boy, this is going to take a long time. All right, we got to cover every single highway. We in Nebraska now. Make a right turn when you get to the cornfield.
Mr. T, you don't have anything else to do. I think you can handle this one.
I didn't know we had to do this in real time. This really sucks. In 100 miles, you're going to be getting on a bridge or some shit. And Mr. T going to be with you.
Well, we got an example of his fine work.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Mr. T. Pay attention to what I'm saying. You heard me. This is Mr. T. Not one of them other 2-bit actors that could be doing a lot of stuff or whatnot. They might sound funny and whatnot. That's all. They're just funny. They jokes. But when you ride with Mr. T going to get you there in one piece. He's going to get you there in fun. Your kid's going to act right. And you're going to get the direction. You're going to be there safely. Or else.
That would make me drive into a pole.
Of course.
Just to make it stop.
But he's not giving you direction. So what is this about?
I don't know.
That's the intro as you're lost. Losing your shit.
Does that just pop up in between? Yeah, you're lost, and that's what you need.
Come on. You're going to get there safe. There could be other people doing this, but they have jobs. Miss T need work. Stay in drugs. Get the kids out of school. Stay team. All right, a quarter mile up, you're going to hit a ramp hidden by a log and flip the Jeep over. And then when you make a right turn, pull out your machine guns and fire widely, but make sure no one gets killed, because it's A-Team and we never killed nobody. All that lead be slinging and no one ever died on the show. What a bunch of faggots.
We got a second example.
Hey, this is Mr. T. You know this is me. I'm in this little box. All right. 2 things really make me mad. If you ever watched the A-Team, you know I don't like to fly. Now you got me in this little box. It's hot nearly. Cut the air conditioner up a little higher. Cool me off, brother. I don't like to be hot in the summertime. Not like this here. All right. Keep the air on me. If necessary, fan me. Because if I don't get fanned, I'll give you the wrong direction. You'll wind up in the wrong area. You don't want that to happen, do you, fool? Ha, ha, ha.
Oh, my God.
You can tell he's just completely winging that. He actually flubs a couple of words in the middle.
And they leave it in.
And then one part isn't funny, and then he just then he regroups. He's like, all right. All right. Something else.
You know,
throw in a catchphrase. Blah, 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 blah.
It's hot in summer.
He almost said winter when he meant to say summer is what his gaff was.
How do you cut the air conditioner on? Did you cut it off?
Cut it on, and well, you know, when Hannibal, you trying to make me fly, they'd have to drug me. Don't drive on the drugs, fool. Ha ha ha. Ah.
That's horrible.
Let's go to Brad in Michigan. Brad.
Yeah, if these GPS guys want to do this right, they should get the guy who did the voice for the Kit Car from Knight Rider.
I'm sure somebody would love that.
Yeah.
Some geek.
Well, the company's called Celebrity Navigation System Audio or something like that. The website is www.navtones.com. navtones.com. And you get, we got an example of Dennis Hopper helping you out as well.
You're riding with Dennis Hopper, the Easy Rider. Oh. I'm here to drive you, brother. Tell you where to go. Sit back and relax. I'm going to get you there in one piece. What are you, high? How do you know I'm not just bullshitting you, man? You think I know where you're going? Come on. Are you lost yet? Are you lost yet?
Wow.
Is there such thing as selling out anymore? Does anybody even, like...
I thought Dennis Hopper
standard anymore?
Still had some kind of career or something. A name. That is...
How great was he in True Romance?
Fantastic.
Incredible actor.
Sitting there.
Are you lost yet?
Walking.
Are you lost yet?
About the Sicilians.
Twice. What are you, high? Ugh.
Well, we have Burt Reynolds, too.
Oh.
Hi, this is Burt Reynolds. You see this navigational system that cost you probably $25,000? Well, no, it really does. It looks like it costs that much. I suggest you eat it and then cut it out and sell it for $1.
Oh my God! Burt Reynolds had
again?
nothing. Burt Reynolds had nothing. They put him in that room, and he had nothing.
He didn't even give the.
Yeah, where was his wacky laugh?
Hi, this is Burt Reynolds. You see this navigational system that cost you probably $25,000? Well, no, it really does. It looks like it costs that much.
Bombing.
I suggest you eat it, and then cut it out and sell it for $1.
What we're dealing with here is a complete lack of respect for the law.
That's an attention getter.
No, it's not.
What we have here is failure to communicate.
To say anything funny.
Right.
You could feel the flop sweat coming off him through the sound clip. Here, take it, and what are we going to... Norm Macdonald did the best stupid Burt Reynolds impression.
Yeah, of course.
God damn, it was right on the money. The guy has nothing.
Let's go to Ken. Ken?
Hey.
Hey.
Didn't they do the same thing in New York City cabs for quite a while with the celebrities?
That was the celebrities telling you to buckle up.
Yeah.
And remember to get a receipt and take your belongings. Oh.
Yeah, we all said it was annoying, and they got rid of it.
That's all I got. I'm punching out.
We should have some people from the show
He had
do
more
it.
than Burt Reynolds had.
Why don't we have show people do it from our show? Big A.
When the mile make a...
You're missing your turn.
Yeah, there it was. Make a Yui. At the light. All right. I'll show you another way. Now, eat it.
Wait, where are you going? I'm at my destination, ass. Thanks for the help.
Can I come in?
Why do we have Is that Bruce? In a suit? My God, man.
Taxi?
My
Yes,
God,
from
man.
Taxi.
Yes. All right, Anthony, wacky big sandwich bit.
What? We have a wacky big sandwich bit?
Yeah, where's Nathaniel?
Hold on.
While we're entertaining America, Nathaniel is
Hold on.
surfing the TV and finding stuff for us to goof on.
Wacky alert. Wacky alert.
And when he finds something for us to goof on, he gets it ready and runs it into the show.
It's a Puggle. It's a Puggle on Regis and Kathy Lee. Or whatever her name is, Kelly.
Kelly, yeah.
Oh, my God, is that the cutest little thing? Is there anything cuter than a Puggle? I challenge you.
It
And
looks
the
like a
answer,
boxer.
no. No, it doesn't look like a boxer.
Yes, it does
It
look
looks
like
like
a boxer.
Puggle,
It's a puppy,
and it looks
and it
like
looks like
about
a
the
boxer.
cutest little thing ever. It's adorable.
No, what's cuter than a Puggle?
What?
A Kinkajou.
No, Kinkajous are ugly.
I like the Kinkajou.
Puggles are, look at the face of the Puggle.
That looks like a boxer.
It's a Puggle.
I know
half
what it is, but
pug,
it looks
half
like,
beagle.
It looks like a boxer.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
It does not.
Anthony, don't tell me what I think.
Puggles are merely adorable.
Looks like a fucking boxer.
Anthony, can you do your imitation of the Puggle, blinking his eyes?
Blink, 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 blink. The big Puggle eyes with their long lashes. And he looks up at you and goes...
See, now you don't know that was a Puggle.
It was a Puggle.
There was no graphic up there that said
I know a Puggle because the cuteness was pouring out of the television.
I got $20 there. That was a boxer.
He knows
It
his
was
Puggles.
adorable.
$20.
Hate to say it, but he
I'll
knows
bet you $20
Puggles.
that was a Puggle.
It's a boxer.
Nothing cuter.
All right, here we go. So, Nathaniel, that's what he does while we're in here trying to entertain everybody.
Yep.
And I guess Good Morning America was doing the big wacky sandwich bit.
Yeah, some guy went for the Guinness record of calories in a sandwich.
Calories? That's the record he went for?
Yeah.
How many calories?
I don't want to ruin it.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
come on.
That's what I do.
Otherwise, this might not be entertaining.
The big sandwich bit.
I ruin shit.
All right, so here we go.
This is a great little intriguing thing because we love sandwiches around here.
Oh,
right? Yeah.
They laughed at the way he said it.
A young man named Josh Metz, a 19-year-old freshman, University of Iowa, had an assignment about a how-to project, and something intrigued him about the record being the biggest caloric intake for a sandwich, 8,000 calories. So he says, I can beat that. So he fried some bacon in butter. He assembled Swiss cheese, corn dogs, ground beef, onion rings, provolone, cheddar, ham, turkey, pastrami, sliced roast beef, bratwurst, Braunschweiger. Oh, good stuff from my Wisconsin peeps there. Liverwurst, wheat bread, feta cheese, Italian salad dressing, oregano, Parmesan, and he fried it all in canola oil.
And that's where a lot of the calories came
how many
from.
calories? 30,000 calories.
Wow.
18,000 with the canola oil alone.
Right there. Oh, you can't
do that.
The onion rings, 1,140 calories. Here's what I love about this sandwich, though. All that fried stuff, 30,000 calories, but he took the effort to make it wheat bread. It's also white bread.
Oh, wheat bread. Oh, that's that whole joke we were doing yesterday with the Diet Coke.
He should open for Ben Sparks.
Right.
Because you are a disgusting fat body, Private Pile.
They do hit that exact same joke coming up soon, too. So.
Oh, no. With the Diet Coke?
Stop it. The exact same joke.
Yep.
Can we bring Ben in here so he can realize what a hacky idea that was?
I really like Nathaniel because he writes for the next track. Diane Sawyer takes a bite. Hilarity ensues.
Did some of the Swiss trees get stuck in her teeth? Swiss trees.
Hey, man, he's live. It happens. I can understand that.
Oh, stop.
Diane, you're always that little guinea pig.
Diane, you will be my...
Diane, like back in college. Diane.
Don't smudge the lipstick.
Here she goes. Tasty,
How is that? Oh, that's good, isn't it? Good.
Yummy, yummy.
A fun day.
How is it? I wish they had, eat one, get one free stuff.
Right.
Yeah, right. That bite was 800 calories.
Tasty?
Can we get a diet soda?
Nothing like a corn dog on a sandwich.
Can we get a diet soda? Because she just, ate a big fat sandwich.
Yeah. Well,
so
there was hilarity, and it did ensue.
Things in the TV room are going well.
I see that, Nathaniel.
Ben actually used that joke yesterday.
Yep.
Actually used it.
The hackiest,
seriously. Wrote it down like it was going to be huge.
Yeah. Might have made a promo. Who knows?
Oh, really?
Maybe.
Very good, very good.
Make a left out.
The Pats.
All right, what else do we have here that's interesting?
Everywhere you punch in takes you to Foxborough. No? Anything? So I almost said Foxwoods. Oops. I'll crash myself there. It's somewhere northeast.
Norton did a furniture store ad in Cleveland?
That's a Steve thing. Would you like me to get him for you?
Nathaniel is the king of passing the buck and not taking responsibility for anything that isn't his directly.
That's his way of politely saying it stinks, and I don't want any part of this.
No, I just believe in honesty, and I wouldn't be able to.
What's wrong with it?
I don't.
You don't know? Okay.
You know.
What about the 37-year-old woman marrying a 15-year-old boy? What's that about?
I heard that.
Is that real?
The latest in that whole line of older women and teen boys.
Is that legal?
Yes, it is, actually.
Where? What state?
I forget.
It's got to be somewhere down there, right?
Alabama?
One of those states.
Alabama?
Here's Steve.
Steve, Norton Furniture Spot?
Oh, it was a Cleveland furniture chain doing a wacky furniture commercial. Some listener from Cleveland taped it with his camcorder and sent in the audio.
Wait, just held his camcorder up to
this is a disgusting trend the listeners have picked up on. Apparently, they don't understand that the TiVos or VCRs have audio outs on them.
Yeah.
And they're holding up a shaky camcorder and saying, I got great audio.
Is this worth playing?
What is the Norton?
If you were doing a furniture commercial bit a la Bernie and Phil kind of thing, it would be worth playing. But standing by itself, it's hissy audio and a shitty commercial.
But what's the Norton tie-in?
That's the name of the furniture store.
Oh, Norton's
Furniture, Norton Furniture in Cleveland.
Good news for people that have credit problems. Norton Furniture is here for you. Now, seriously, if you can't get credit in my store, you can't get credit anywhere.
Master, is that true?
Yes, Grasshopper. My name is Mark.
They were going for a kung fu thing?
How is this going to make you want to buy an end table?
It's not.
I thought he was like a psychopath.
Yeah.
I didn't understand they were actually doing a kung fu bit.
It's just people, but it's the only element of a set would be the furniture showroom.
Yeah.
It's not like a kung fu set.
Well, it's always just the furniture show. Every city has their... We had talked about it before. Every city has their wacky furniture guy. For some reason, the furniture guys got this... like
them and the car guys.
Yeah, where they don't have to be credible at all in what they sell. They could just go on and be so wacky and zany that it doesn't matter.
More importantly, Ant, I want to make sure Steve is safe this hunting season.
Oh.
Kind of hoped I could get out of the studio before this segment started.
Has there been a problem?
Well, they got a bear problem in New Jersey, and Steve happens to live
Where do you
in
live?
New Jersey.
Oh, Jersey.
I live in Jersey. That's right.
Lives in Jersey.
Every once in a while, they allow the hunters to just start shooting bears in the fine state of New Jersey. Doesn't matter where that bear may be. It could be in your backyard. They don't give a fuck as long as they thin the herd a little bit. You're right, Bill.
Well, the bears in Jersey do wander into backyards.
They do. When a lot of bears are found in people's
Happened
pools.
on The Sopranos.
Yeah. Right. Coming in the backyard and swimming in the pool.
So they want to thin the herd a little bit. They want to take about 400 bears out, I think. Something like that.
And the animal rights people come up, and they get all pissed off. They don't want people killing the bears. And then the hunters want to hunt bears because it's fun for them. Right. And then the people that live in areas that have bears want them hunted because... You don't want your little Puggle to get eaten.
Of course.
At night when you put the little cute guy out back.
It's a boxer.
Well, yeah, it's one thing. It's one thing to want the actual, to not want to hurt the bears, but it's another thing when a 500, 600-pound bear is staring you down in your backyard because it just happened to wander in there.
Is that going to happen in your neighborhood, though?
No,
it happens in neighborhoods where people want to be in the woods by themselves, and then they're annoyed because they're actually living with wildlife.
There's too many people, anyways.
Well, it happens in the suburbs in Jersey. I mean, not necessarily where I live because that's pretty close.
It wasn't the suburbs when they started building, my friend.
That's
it was bear territory.
It's called urban sprawl.
It was bear territory.
Urban sprawl. And I think it's time the bears took their fucking land back.
Right.
Apparently that's what they're doing.
Good.
They. I like how he says they, Steve.
They're taking all our jobs.
They want to take the grizzly bear off the endangered species list, too.
The grizzly?
The grizzly bear.
That's on there?
Yeah, because in the Yellowstone National Park area alone, there was in 1976 they were down to 300 bears. And now it's up to over 600, so they feel like they've made a huge comeback and they don't need to be on the endangered species list.
They've only increased by
something like that. It was on
100%.
It was on Yahoo if you can find the story there.
And that's enough?
That's enough.
That's enough bears for
yeah.
That's enough bears for the 1 square foot of forest we still have left in this country.
Right. Yeah, that doesn't seem like enough bears for Yellowstone.
Ramon. We as humans, we are so pompous. There's billions of us. But the grizzly bears in that area, that's up to 600. Good enough.
Occasionally the
animals
don't need
to protect them anymore.
Try to cull our herd, and it makes entertaining news.
That's hilarious. If some aliens came down and took over, what herd do you think they'd be thinning first?
Oh, please.
I think it'd be us.
It'd be gone. At least the Chinese would go first, because there's so many of them that the aliens would be like,
they're like mosquitoes.
Yeah. You got it. Aliens trying to shoo the Chinese away. They'd be dead really quickly. They'd just, hunting season
Big
open.
Mosquito truck. They just spraying that shit out.
We really do need some type of alien invasion to kind of unite us and get rid of some of us all at the same time. So whoever's left, like the real strong ones, real good ones, and the ones that'll be united in fighting the aliens.
Yeah,
Aryans.
I didn't have the balls to do that.
The perfect race will be left.
We'll have a weaker.
Anthony, you really ought to trim that goatee a little more.
Yeah, no shit. Get a little long on the side.
A little wide.
A little long on the side. Here's the story.
Once again, New Jersey has declared open season on black bears. The state has announced its second bear hunt in 35 years. The 6-day hunt in northern New Jersey will begin on December 5th. It's designed to control the growing bear population. Opponents of the hunt say there are better ways to control the number of bears without killing them.
Yes, of course. That's a fight they have every couple of years in Jersey. So we have audio of the hunters going out and Shooting at the bears?
Oh, no, I don't want to hear that.
Someone sent me a video clip. It might have actually been Buffalo Paul of a bear that had got itself up in a tree in Jersey, and what they did was they put a trampoline underneath the tree that the bear had crawled up, and then shot it with tranquilizers until the bear fell out of the tree and bounced off the trampoline.
Oh, they were helping him.
They're trying to be nice.
The little guy relocate him.
Oh!
This is audio of the bear hunt?
I think they'll get the guy.
Sounds harrowing. Must have been very nerve-wracking.
Was this all in fast motion?
Hey, you can't take that hunting. Oh, foul. What's Poe doing there? Wow, the chase was on.
It certainly was.
Glad to see you're okay.
They missed. I have bulletproof glass on my head.
That's so stupid, but it's funny. Is the fat suit audio good?
It's just Entertainment Tonight thinking they came up with this really cool bit of putting a attractive woman in a fat suit.
Hey, wasn't they better check with Howard.
Howard might have invented walking around in a fat suit. I don't know. We got to check.
I can't chime in on that.
I understand, Bill. I understand. Bill has had no comment.
None.
All right. E.T.'s Vanessa Manillo wears a fat suit, too. Yeah, Tyra just did this.
Yeah.
So why is E.T. doing this?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's a little strange.
Yeah.
I actually saw this last night, and her fat suit looked awful. Even worse than Tyra's fat suit.
Yeah. But they put her in a super tight sweatsuit, too, just to really try to hammer it home. That's all I got.
Reverend Riot from Cincinnati has a little thing. He goes, nice scenario, Space Hitler. So I guess we were talking about the aliens before. I never quite put it as Space Hitler. No?
I think it's funny.
I know it's kind of past its moment, but sorry.
Wow.
Sorry for interrupting. I guess that'll be on
but
Loves and Bombs.
They're also selling it as this sort of newsmaker thing.
Space Hitler.
Yeah. Sorry. Were you saying something?
Space Hitler! Space Hitler.
But they're selling this thing as a newsmaker, the fact that they put somebody in a fat suit, and it's them making the news about it. Like, the follow-up is how they have a story on the fat suit lady. So it's really just not a...
Wow, so they did it and then treated it like it was news that anyone cared about, but they were the ones that were doing it.
Exactly.
All right.
Good old E.T.
Mary, as someone in the public eye, I've dealt with my fair share of people staring at me.
This is what Tyra said.
The same thing.
It's the exact same
Tyra
thing.
Banks said.
Tyra Banks.
Are they hoping no one notices?
What's that?
Tyra Banks invented this.
She did. Oh, wow, you're going out on a limb.
Where's the Tyra audio? Do we still have that laying around?
Almost.
I'll gradually get sucked in.
You're coming close to never being booked on a program.
Mary, as someone in the public eye, I've dealt with my fair share of people staring at me. But for the first time in my life, I found out what it's like to have people turn away, avoid eye contact, and in fact, do everything in their power to steer clear.
Isn't this like verbatim, as they say it?
Well, it's far.
Isn't this like really insulting, though?
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
I'm gorgeous. People usually like me. Now I'm ugly like some of these fat chicks, and I can't believe the response I'm getting. This is unbelievable.
I'm repulsive.
I know what it's like to be an ugly fat fuck now. And I really have sympathy for these people.
It is insulting.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, this is
I'm telling you, it's the same shit like these Jessica Simpson going over there to Africa.
Yeah.
I slept in a hut. Oh, my God, it was terrible. I'm going to get my private jet now, and the exhaust will knock over this whole village.
As she takes off the starving children and caught in the jet blast. I'm glad we did that.
Their life does suck.
Really makes me count my blessings for what I have.
Throttle up. All right, here's Tyra starting her fat suit show.
Let's see.
Have you ever stared at an overweight person? Or sized somebody up just because they were different?
I like Tyra. She makes
Most
me
of us
think.
have been guilty of judging somebody because they didn't dress like you, act like you, or mostly because they didn't look like you. I've judged.
She's
I've
just
judged.
like us.
I get thousands of heartbreaking emails and letters every day from overweight women who are the target of the last accepted form of discrimination. They actually dread going out in public because of the laughs, the stares, and the humiliation.
I know you are, but what am I?
You may have been a victim of this. And if you haven't, I want you to imagine what it must be like to be that person. Today, I'm not just imagining it. I decided to be that woman and to go undercover by becoming 350 pounds.
Okay!
To experience firsthand how we as a society treat people who do not necessarily fit in. And what I learned has changed my life.
No, it didn't.
I mean that. It has completely changed my life. And I'm going to share my experiences with you.
So, that's how Tyra started her fat suit thing. And now this chick from E.T. said this last night and did the same exact bit.
Mary, as someone in the public eye, I've dealt with my fair share of people staring at me. But for the first time in my life, I found out what it's like to have people turn away, avoid eye contact, and in fact, do everything in their power to steer clear. Not only was it shocking, but it was hurtful. And I'm revealing every frame. I really didn't...
How is she getting away with this?
This is such a complete ripoff.
Tell him, Fred. For once, Fred, say something. Holy crap, this is the exact same thing.
And this girl kind of looks like Tyra, too. I mean, similar complexion.
Really?
Hair. Yeah. Really not that sweet.
The weird thing is, like, Tyra only did this a week ago. You would think, all right, hey, I like that idea. Let's throw this in a file and look at it in March, and we'll do the same thing.
Yeah, right?
Hopefully people will forget.
A week later.
I really didn't know how I would react when faced with my new reality. But once I got out there on the streets of Manhattan, it didn't take long to see that being overweight like this really changes the way people react to you. This subway isn't exactly the kind of place that makes anyone feel comfortable, but it's a pretty awful place for an overweight person to be. It was almost as if people thought I couldn't possibly have anywhere important to go.
It's very difficult to get through the turnstile, obviously. Thank God I was surrounded by friends who were helping me, because if not, I would have probably been completely, utterly shunned, embarrassed, and abused.
Well, excuse me.
On the way out, this guy was so quick to literally shove me out the way. What amazes me is how quick people are to run in front of me so that they don't think that they can get stuck behind me, as if I'm going to take forever.
No, because you are. Because fat people do.
Because they were thinking...
Space Hitler!
Space Hitler! On the next chilling episode of Space Hitler. Fat people. How we can get rid of them all.
They didn't have time for her stupid games. They're like, look at this psycho broad in a fat suit. I'm late to work.
Yeah.
That's what that was about.
And turnstiles, like she's pissed at the turnstile. Like, and the turnstile was so narrow, thank God I had friends with me, or that evil turnstile would have kept me from... It's built for what are called human beings.
Plus,
for people.
You take the subway, even if you're in shape, if you're trying to run your Metro card like 6 times, you hear people saying...
Yeah, but it's generally a place where people are in a hurry. You don't see people laid back in chairs reading the paper going down in the subway station.
I'll catch the next one.
People, I'll catch the next one. Fuck you, go. And people have places to be. That's why they're down there.
People were pushing and shoving
on the subway.
Right. And if you can't out-battle a turnstile, this living thing might just not be for you.
They were in a rush to get past me to maybe take a seat.
Yeah, oof.
So this Vanessa from E.T., she did it, and she was on a subway. Tyra last week did it, and she was stepping off a bus.
I wanted to get out on the street in an area that I know is very prejudiced against people that are 20 pounds overweight. And I was like, you know what? I want to go out 200 pounds heavier to see how people react to me. Because I'm the same person underneath. Same personality, same everything.
Oh, it doesn't
you won't
change
believe
with
the way that people outright treated me. The looks, the stares, the laughing, the pointing. I was shocked.
She was shocked.
So that was
I couldn't remember when I used
Tyra.
to do it.
And now back to Vanessa, who did the same exact bit.
Same bit.
Last night on E.T.
Once I got back on the streets, I thought I'd check out some shopping. But even before I got to a store, I couldn't catch a break.
I asked for directions to Saks Fifth Avenue. The guy said, I have no idea what you're talking about. Wouldn't you at least say, well, let's figure out where Fifth Avenue is? Because I said, I'm not from here. Nope, he ran off.
Just because I was an overweight woman didn't mean I couldn't shop like the rest of America.
Wait. She asked for directions to Saks Fifth Avenue. Someone says, I don't know, and walks away, and she assumes that it's because she's in a fat suit.
It's called living in New York.
It's exactly.
Also, how come they don't have video of that?
Yeah, where's the video?
Yeah.
I want to see the guy.
The whole camera crew right there, right?
Do they have the camera crew?
No.
Is it hidden camera?
Yeah, they have a lot of those
hidden camera stuff.
The fat suit looks
Dude,
ridiculous.
it has nothing to do. You could ask anybody. You've asked directions and gotten the same response. Skinny, fat, whatever. If it's some guy who doesn't know where it is, he's going to say, I don't know. Not going to sit there and go, well, how are you today? No, I'm so sorry. Fifth Avenue, though, is that way. You don't answer. You go, no, sorry, and you keep walking. Because, again, it's Manhattan. People are working, and they're in hurries.
Well, hurries?
Hurries.
Several hurries.
They're in several hurries at one time.
Many hurries.
I've been in hurries.
It's a herd of hurries.
I think her her angle is tomorrow she's going to go out in as her hot self and ask for directions and then be like, oh, look, people are helping.
Oh, what a surprise. Yeah, she's going to go up to a guy and stick a kiss in his face. That's just how it works. Yeah.
Tough shit.
That's life. That's the bird. That's the bird going up to the bird with the nicer plumage.
That's right.
And making the nest
That's
for it.
how it works in nature. Let's stop trying to go against nature.
She wouldn't have a job.
Right.
Good-looking, untalented whore.
Yeah. And how about her job that she's holding? Very good point.
You're not gonna,
exactly.
The job she has, if she was in the fat suit and applying for that job, do you think she'd get it? No. So go crucify your bosses. She won't do that, I'm sure.
Up like the rest of America. But when I went into a ritzy store, I was completely ignored. Not one salesperson would come to my aid. And I had the same color money as everyone else. I got the same treatment at store after store.
They could smell it. They could smell if you're uncomfortable. And they completely disrespect you.
But as hurtful as all this was, as the day wore on, I started to see that there seemed to be a connection between the way others treat you and the way you feel about yourself.
Throughout the day, I started out by not looking at people, but the more that I look people in the eye and I say hi, hello, sir. When Vanessa came out, they treated me like Vanessa.
Because you didn't look like a freak in a fake fat suit.
Fake fat suit lady. There's nobody that is going to walk up to me in a fat suit that I am going to look at and think, wow, that's a fat person. I would absolutely know. You would look and go, why is this person in a fat suit?
I think she's also blaming fat people for, like, getting treated badly. She's saying it's because they have a bad attitude.
Bad attitude. Yeah, I noticed that. She goes, when she started acting like herself, she was treated better and looking people in the eye and talking to them and saying hello. So, hey, fatties. Yeah, a little more assertive.
The fat suit is like the body toupee. It's like everybody notices.
Everybody notices, but you're not going to say, hey, you're in a fat suit. I don't know. Maybe
it's just too awkward. You know?
Yeah.
Then they leave like, dude, they look so fake.
I don't want to deal with it.
I know we played this like a week or two ago, but we got to play a few more clips from the Tyra Fat Suit special. Vanessa didn't do a good job last night on E.T.
Someone here on Instant Feedback suggesting if she wanted directions to Saks Fifth Avenue, just follow Opie and Anthony's limo.
That's right.
That would have taken you right there.
And a little-known fact, yes, Aunt and I were in fat suits, and that's why the limo driver treated us badly.
Yes. Fat suits. I was up to 160 pounds.
Were you here for the Tyra Banks audio?
No.
Oh, my God. All right, we'll get a whole different angle on this. There's like 3 tracks we have to replay. So Tyra did the same bit that this Vanessa girl did, right? And now she's back in this studio with her studio audience looking hot again. And now she's trying to get sympathy from her fat guests and the fat audience.
I'm used to people noticing me since I was like 18 years old. So I tuned that out, but I couldn't tune this out. This was a whole different type of stare. This was like a rude stare, and this was a like I wasn't a real person stare.
How many people were staring?
After so many hours of living this experiment, it was taking a toll on me. But I knew that at the end of the day, I could take this suit off.
Yes.
Others can't. The makeup artist Todd, earlier in that day, told me that I looked beautiful, even with all of the extra layers of flesh on my face. I honestly felt great when he told me this. I wish he could tell millions of women in America the same thing.
Lying.
I walked back to the bus to prepare for the last part of the experiment, and I was mentally exhausted.
Oh, the drama. And she was honestly happy that someone said that she looked good as a fat girl.
She looked like that Star Wars character. the big
Mon Calamari.
Mon Calamari with the big bug eyes.
So that video played, and now they go back live to her in the studio, and she's crying, right? She's crying. Listen to this.
I was so hurt, you guys. And I know
you guys.
You guys,
oh my God, you guys, it was so awful. I'm so used to people giving me stuff and everything being easy. I had to get my own ice cream, and they didn't ask me if I wanted Jimmy's. Or do you call them sprinkles? I don't even know.
You guys.
The second you say you guys.
Being fat and ugly for 6 hours. I can't imagine what it's like for you really fat and ugly people to be like this all the time. 6 hours of it made me cry. How have you not killed yourselves? You guys are so brave.
You guys. The second she says you guys, it takes any credibility of her emotional breakdown away.
Oh, it turns into like this slumber party.
Yeah, you guys. I love you guys. It's so phony.
Listen again.
I love her whimpering.
I was so hurt, you guys. And I know it's probably strange for you to comfort me, but I was so hurt.
That's terrific.
When I walked down a street, Robertson Boulevard, here in Los Angeles, that I have walked down 1,000,000 times. And the first I stepped off that bus and I saw 3 people turn around, stare at me, start pointing and start laughing in my face.
Yeah, look at the fat suit.
And the thing that hurt me even more, and I can say this to you, was that they were black people.
Yeah.
And I was like, we're black.
Sometimes your own people treat you the worst.
The worst.
Shut up.
And I don't get that.
You know what the problem is? She doesn't know the rule of being that fat. You have to be jolly. That's how you get through it.
Jolly.
You can't walk around being this morose fucking supermodel.
Supermodel attitude and fatso body.
Yes.
Doesn't work.
Exactly. You got to be cracking jokes, completely
Funny
calling
guy.
to attention. Hey, let me move this so you can see me.
Yeah.
You got to be the life of the party.
I'd explode.
You got to dance every once in a while.
Right. Wacky maybe rerun dance.
Yeah.
And what's happening?
You thought that clip was good, Bill.
You guys.
So now she's looking for sympathy, right? And she has fat guests right next to her on the stage. Now one of the fat guests has to comfort her.
Yeah,
there's
the
Tyra looking
fatties.
hotter than she's ever looked in her life, and there's a fatty with a sweater trying to cover up a world of hurt, and she has to take
what is she
the
gonna
time
do?
out of her
Is she
miserable life.
Starve herself next
to make Tyra
oh my God,
happy
you
again.
guys, I was so hungry, and then some bony Ethiopian is holding her.
Yeah,
she's crying.
Listen to this.
I hate to interrupt you, but the first thing I want to say to Tyra is I was very skeptical about coming on the show. I didn't know what
food you'd have available.
You would do a story like this. I thought she can take her suit off, you know. Why would I want to go talk to a supermodel about my fat? I'm sorry. But the fact that I came here and saw you and saw your true compassion and the fact that you were hurt when you got put in a situation like this really hurt me, that you had to go through that day. And I just wish that everybody could understand and just back off a little, because an overweight person beats themselves up enough. We don't need you to beat us up too. It's a daily thing.
Yeah.
Hear that, Tyra?
Yeah.
All emotional. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah. Me and Opie are going to go out in those sumo wrestler suits that were all the craze a few years back.
Just walk around and go,
try to get into the subway. Bang bellies.
Right.
Belly to
Bang
belly.
bellies, a jolly move.
That's
Everybody
jolly.
laughs, people are into you.
Fat guys at a bar, their team gets a touchdown. What do? Boom! Bang belly.
How gullible was that fat chick who was on there? She should have gone with her first instinct. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
And she got there, she saw the camera, she saw the lights, and she, oh my God, I get to talk to Tyra
Why
Banks.
This is bullshit. Tyra's exploiting my fatness.
Why should I
She's
be
gullible.
on your show when you're just a supermodel who's going to strap this on for a few hours?
She probably buys shit off of late-night TV.
Yeah.
I bet that will slice the onion a little quicker.
Jersey John.
Hey, guys.
Go ahead, Jersey.
Hey, these twats didn't seem to mind that they've been discriminated against positively for being hot their whole life and built a whole career on it.
Yeah, Tyra Banks doesn't have a talk show because she is a good talk show host.
For all the bad that the fat people get out there, all the bad that they get that she's exposing, Tyra Banks gets good. There are regular people, average weight, average height, average looks, that go around on a daily basis that aren't weighted on hand and foot like Tyra Banks is. That's,
Have their hair and makeup done.
Yeah. Does she see what she's doing is bad because the average human that is walking this planet isn't getting all the perks that she's getting? It's no worse for a fat person. I think the scale from fat person to average person is the same from average person to Tyra Banks. It's all relative.
I think you make a good point.
Space Hitler would know what to do.
Ben makes a good point. Who's telling Fred? Travis makes a good point. Tyra's last show was the supermodel show where she judged people by their looks.
Yeah.
She would sit there with a panel of judges and say what's wrong with these hot chicks. Like really beating them up.
There's no consistency in her emotions.
Line 4 is a great point. All right, let's go to Brian in Tennessee. Brian?
Yeah.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, yeah, I know my ex-girlfriend. She used to love to watch this show, America's Next Top Model.
Right.
And Tyra Banks for bringing these rookie, young 18 and 19-year-olds who are 90 pounds and judge them on their looks.
Yeah.
On photos and all that shit.
You make a great point. It's a completely different Tyra. She's telling these chicks they're too fat to model. They don't have the right look. They don't have the right hair. They don't have this. They don't have that. They don't have a good smile. Their face is too long. Their nose is too long.
She just tells them.
Just tells it like it is. Beats them up on TV.
Pat from Unaki saying, do you think she said to the staff, just watch, I'll get a fatso to console me. Ha 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 ha. Like when Opie gets people to apologize to him. She's probably sitting back there going, watch, I bet you $1,000 I get one of these fat bitches to console me, looking all hot.
Yeah, thank me for being hot. Thank me for being hot.
They'll be consoling me.
Right. Let's see if this clip makes sense.
Society in general expects women to fit inside this box, this package is supposed to be defined on what a woman's supposed to look like. And when you don't fit inside that box, people treat you differently. They treat you poorly because you're not what they expect a woman to be. I mean, especially
human to be.
In Southern California, a lot of men see a plus-size woman as being easy, and the reason behind that is because they figure because we're bigger, we're going to have low self-esteem, and we're just going to be grateful for whatever attention a man might give us. And so we're just going to take whatever it might be, which is usually the scraps.
So they think you're easy, like you're just going to give it up faster than
we should appreciate the fact that they're even taking the time to give us...
No matter what he looks like or whatever.
Right. That is just a little something coming our way, so we should take it and be happy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they do.
Wow, like, Tyra, you haven't, hot girls do that shit all the time. We're not paying for a fucking drink tonight. And they fucking put on their little horseshoes and short dresses.
Yep.
And go out there, and they don't.
Absolutely.
It goes both ways. Look, if you look like that, you got to understand that you were not dealt the supermodel hand.
Right.
So stop trying to play it. You got to go with what you got. You got to be fucking jolly, or you got to get on a diet. Those are your two options.
Jolly. I just got a communique from Elo. Tyra is alive and well on XM 155, the Take 5 channel. She's on at 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. on the East Coast.
Is it fat suit Tyra? Does she wear the fat suit?
I don't know.
Studio? You think she'd do this show?
I'm getting the feeling that Take 5 channel is not for us. I just have this feeling that I won't be visiting 155.
What's the closest you guys have ever come to getting a supermodel in here?
Were you here earlier this morning? Or the girl from
pretty hot.
FHM? That's about it.
Let's see, supermodel?
Supermodel.
Supermodels.
Supermodel.
Supermodel.
I like the ring.
Sam.
Uber cunts.
Yay.
What's up, Sam?
Hey, I just wanted to comment how much this reminded me of Eddie Murphy when he was white and he went about town and was going around to the different places, the banks.
Yeah.
Walked off the bus, everybody was partying.
To see how people acted when there were no black people around and they were all having parties and drinking on the bus and having fun.
It was very, very funny.
It was very funny.
All right, thank you, sir.
Yeah, bus driver gave everybody their money back.
Yeah.
All right.
That's great stuff.
Anthony, it's Whip 'em Out Wednesday.
Yes, it is.
WOW is a very simple concept. You get a WOW sticker or a WOW sign or right in the back of
Do we want
fatties
in the dirt showing their
yes, of course.
on Whip 'em Out Wednesday?
Absolutely.
Big fat, let's say big, I mean obese fat where
absolutely
there's no even seeing the vag anymore. There's 3 rolls of bunt. You ever see those? There's something on the message board. 2 chicks that are real fat going at it. It's just so heinous.
I was just thinking, you're so out of shape that even if you took off all your clothes, you're not even exposing any privates. Because you just took
everything. There are pictures of chicks like that where you don't see anything. Their boobs are so saggy that their nipples are completely underneath, so you're not seeing nipple. And then the bunt area is so flabby that it's covering up the privates.
You know what's even worse? Did you guys? What was that movie? Oh, fuck. I'm so bad with the names. The guy drinks the wine. I am not drinking Merlot.
Sideways. Oh, Sideways.
Yeah.
Did you see when
scene?
That naked dude comes running?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I love about that scene? The dude's running. He just think, okay, cut away. He just keeps coming up and cutting.
They were going at it, too.
Oh, yeah.
He had to get his wallet back. And
I was saying, do you know the fucking applause break he must have got from the crew?
Oh yeah.
No pun intended, just the balls that fucking took to...
Absolutely.
I am completely out of shape. I'm just going to run with my fucking thing swinging in the wind.
Right at the camera.
That was a sick scene when he had to sit there and wait as they're having sex to get his wallet back.
Oh.
All right. This guy makes a good point in Vermont. Alex?
Yeah.
Hey, Alex.
Hey, guys.
What's up?
Guys, I was wondering if you guys saw that you guys are next to Tyra and the latest XM print ads.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Right next to her, Aunt.
Yeah, like
Let's get her in here.
She's making us look that much hotter.
Yeah, I know. Get out, Buck.
All right.
TJ from Whackbag, I love how yesterday Aunt was all about big girls and correcting Opie about not saying fatties, but today it's fatties for Aunt. I love the double standard. Well, yesterday we were trying to get big girls for an eating contest.
Right.
That we want to have. We want to see how much a girl can eat in one show's amount of time, and then weigh them at the end and see who ate the most. And you can't get heavy big girls on the show if you're calling them fatties. So I was saying don't call them fatties. Doesn't mean I don't love the term fatties and use it on a daily basis when I point at people in fat suits.
So are you defending the fact I'm mean in this area?
Yeah.
Don't say I'm not.
I know. The guy's trying to say that I'm... No, actually, I think it's the double standard thing. It's not a double standard. I never meant big girl. I always mean fatty.
Well, is it a yes or no? Is it a yes or no with the fat girls showing their boobs on Whip 'em Out Wednesday?
Yeah.
I give it a big thumbs up.
Yeah.
Big thumbs up.
You got to be jolly.
It's the comedy portion of WOW.
Stop.
You know, if you're driving, it's not hot.
I'm sure to some guys out there, it's very hot.
Who?
Chubby chasers and others. And Mexicans, I think.
Chubby chaser thing.
There's a lot of fetishes out there you probably don't understand.
All right.
So can't you let people live?
I can and I do.
Space Hitler?
Space Hitler!
Space Hitler will know what to do. We'll take her to Space Hitler. He'll make lampshades out of her fat skin. Nothing?
Christ.
Do you have to go there?
What?
All right, so it's Whip 'em Out Wednesday. You get a WOW on your car. There's ladies out there that will flash you. If you need a WOW sticker, you send in a self-addressed stamped envelope, and we'll send them out to you,
We'll make a pool cover.
Space Hitler! I like the Space Hitler concept. Try to animate that.
We're going to work on it a little bit.
Photoshop it, people.
Let's go to the WOW line, see what's going on out there today.
WOW across America. True tales from the road.
Real people, real stories, real booze.
Hey, this is East Coast Kid. I'm traveling up north from San Antonio to Dallas. I just passed mile marker 232 in Austin, Texas. And this little blue Mercedes-Benz right next to me. 4 girls inside, completely naked. sticking their freaking upper torsos outside the car with these little-ass white titties. Thanks, Opie and Anthony.
Yeah, this is Lou Stool checking in from Morristown, Indiana. I was going through the check-in station. Chick in the station noticed my XM, wanted to know what I was listening to. I told her it was Opie and Anthony. She said, hey, it's Whip 'em Out Wednesday. Whipped out some double D's, man. Awesome, nice big fat firm nipples. Oh, I wanted to tongue them. Shoo-yah.
I just got wild here on 31 here in Indiana, heading north. Them boobies, not only were them boobies sweet and the nipples were brown, but I think the lady might even have been gave birth lately because she squirted a little milk out the end of them. Thank you, boys, for all you do. O&A, you guys fucking rule.
If you get wowed, call the Opie and Anthony Wow line, 866-WOW-ME-05.
And if you need a wow sticker, go to opieandanthony.com.
Very proud of my big tip.
It's crazy. This is what it's all about. Oh, I love this. Wow. T-shirt 36 double D's. T-shirt 36 double D's.
Shoving your breasts in everyone's face.
36 double D's. T-shirt 36 double D's. Oh, wow.
He just whoop her down. Whoop her down. He just whoop her down anywhere.
With the Mount Wednesday.
She'll flash you. She'll flash you. Hey, I'm all for it. She'll flash you.
And there's boobs in your face.
I'm all for it. Breast. Hey! This is what it's all about. Oh, I love this.
Wow.
Whip them fuckers out. This is fantastic. Wow. That's why we call it wow. Talk about the boobies. Take your bra and take it off now.
Size.
We're back with the Opie and Anthony program.
Just shoot darts all night and drink.
I know. We're just reminiscing about the good old days when you could booze and not get a gut.
Or you could get up the next morning.
Oh, yeah, 2 hours sleep.
Didn't matter.
You're back in the warehouse driving the forklift.
Yeah. Just drinking.
Those were the good old days. We had a stupid photo shoot and we're exhausted today.
Sit at the bar all night.
Just drink all night and then come into work, no problem.
I used to be on like dart leagues where we'd I played for an off-Broadway pub in Greenlawn, and then you'd have your home games and your away games. So you'd have to go to other bars in the general area, the North Shore of Long Island.
It was that's like one of those sports that's an excuse to hide your alcoholism.
Oh, absolutely. And you could graph how good your darts were by how much you drank. Like at first, before you really had any, you're a little shaky. You got in a zone after a few beers, you could do no wrong throwing darts. And then the curve would just fall off a cliff.
That's a bell
You'd hit a point where you're doing shots or something, and you just suck. That's it. You're done. You're done.
You can't do the shots. You got to stick with the straight-ahead booze.
But the whole idea of a dart league is ridiculous. You're in a bar. You're drinking. Of course you're going to get too drunk to throw a sharp object at a wall.
Oh, you're talking about the fucking goblet.
Yeah, big
the mug itself weighed like 3 pounds.
Heavy frozen mug. of beer, and you just pounded them all night long. 2, 3 in the morning, you're getting home. You got to work. It's fucking Wednesday, you know?
You ever get pulled over?
Yeah, I've been pulled over, hammered a few times.
Did you get convicted?
Let me tell you, one thing I was always
yeah.
I was
a rite of passage. I'm from Boston.
I was the best at being hammered drunk and not having anyone know it. Anyone, even cops. Even fucking cops. I'd look them right in the face, carry on conversations, not slur a word, and be hammered. I had a restricted license one night. I had one because I hadn't paid a ticket, and my license was suspended. I had like a restricted work license. I'm driving my work van. It was, I guess, 4th of July. And I'm hammered, and I got pulled over, and I'm handing this cop paper. Now I'm drunk, and I don't have all my shit together. I'm handing him paperwork of my license that I'm only supposed to drive while I'm working, and it's 2 in the morning on the 4th of July night. But I convinced him that I was on a service call.
Celebrating freedom.
Just hammered. I drank and drove since I had a license, and never, ever got a DWI. Never got a DWI. And drove hammered.
Yeah, I had a good 4-year run.
Oh, 4 years?
All came crumbling down. I was always a beer drinker, and I was at this party at BC. A buddy of mine was going to school there, and
Is this the first one?
And I was doing
the only one.
My only one. Yeah. And I was doing my usual, 12-pack I could have, no problem.
Like it's nothing.
Yeah, just sucking them down, and then somebody took out Southern Comfort. Peer pressure. Come on. Whenever somebody starts chanting your name, you're doing something stupid, right? So I sucked.
Yeah, it's never like, you invent that thing, or you cure this disease.
Everyone's around, you go, go. That's something that you shouldn't be doing, because they're overriding the thought in your head that's saying, don't do this. This is stupid. Go. So I did like 3 shots of that. And I had season tickets to the Patriots. It was like 1989. I think we were like 5 and 11. I was like one of the only guys who had hit every home game. And we were playing the Rams. It was the eve before Christmas Eve is the night I got busted. And I was like, and I remember leaving. People were like, Birdman, you got to stick around, man. I'm like, nah, I got my 83 Ford Ranger. Just started driving home, right, with my waist-length leather. My jeans cuffed, just barely making it to the top of my white high-top Nikes. And I drove home.
Whip.
Nah, I don't even know what happened. Evidently, this guy had, I flew by him somewhere in, Newton. He was going the other way. He did, the Adam 12 Huey.
Yeah.
To go catch up with me. And according to him in the police report, he chased me through a number of towns.
Oh,
and he finally,
God.
I had no idea.
Oh, man, you were gone.
Yeah, I got on 128. He said, they upped it up. They said I was doing 90 miles an hour, which is bullshit. My truck was such a hunk of crap. He could probably do 80. So he pulled me over, and I remember I was so drunk. I was absolutely fucking relieved to just be not having to think and just kind of, okay, someone else is going to be driving now.
Someone else is going to be responsible for me for the rest of the night.
And he came up to my car, and I couldn't even pretend to get my shit together.
No.
And he came up to the car, and he said, blah, 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 where you coming from? And I go, fucking Boston. I still remember that. And then he just goes, fucking Boston, huh? You want to get out of the car? I'm like, yeah.
Fucking Boston.
So I go to get out of the car. There's another thing. I don't remember. It's all like a slideshow because I was going in and out of blacking out. He said I had a beer between my legs, and I got out and it fell into the road. Which I think I would have remembered that. So next thing I remember, I'm at the back.
There's a lot of things already you don't remember, by the way.
Yeah, I'm at the back of my the truck, and I'm doing the alphabet. And he said I missed L or something like that. I did pretty good on that. But then he did the thing, stand on one leg, have your hands out, and then you had to put your head back.
I couldn't even do that sober.
And then touch the finger to your nose. I did fine up to about 12 o'clock, and the second gravity took over, when your arms are asleep and it's like somebody else, I just whack myself in the face. Then he goes, all right. He just made up some shit so he could cuff me easily. He goes, okay, turn around, stick your arms out. And
now put him,
yeah.
Like you thought it was another part of the test, so you don't get rambunctious.
So now I'm still not really giving a fuck. I'm so drunk, right? And I was in the back of his car, and I was saying all this dumb shit like, I'm not mad at you, you're just doing your job. And they had all this in the police report. So by the time they drove back to the town where he initially started chasing me, I'm starting to sober up, and I'm realizing what the fuck is going on.
The seriousness of
and
the
I'm like,
situation.
wow, man, I'm really going down here. So I come up with this quick plan, like I go in and take the breathalyzer, and the only option I had was when he told me to blow into it. I was just pretending to blow into it. I would just...
Oh, yeah, they've never seen that one before.
I would just puff out my cheeks. He'd go, there's 2 coughs. All right, blow into the thing. I just stick my cheeks out. Like, come on, blow a little hard. Like, then finally, little rap to the back. Come on, blow into it. And I was so tired, I was like, fuck it. And just, and the needle just like... Yeah, I blew a 1-9.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah,
That's a party.
Didn't quite get the 2. And then then my dad came down and bailed me out, and he was cool. He was just like, yeah, all right. And I'm like, yeah. My dad was always cool when you fucked up. He knows you fucked up. My mother was brutal. So then I go down like the next day, and I had to get arraigned and all that shit. And they're right, and they just like everything I fucking did, everything I said was like in the report. And I'm just standing there, and like the judge is looking at the paper, and occasionally we'd just be like glancing up at me.
Glance up at you from the paper.
And the guy's like, really, we asked him where he was coming from. He said fucking Boston. And everybody in there's like people like in there and like breaking and entering, waiting to get like arraigned, and they're laughing behind me, and just sitting there like, I'm fucking going down.
Oh shit! Well, you got to tell us what you got.
What I ended up getting? Oh, well, then my dad's like, jumping in, and he's like, this is what you got to do, blah, blah, blah. He goes, you need to get a lawyer. I'm like, Dad, they got me. I'm done. I'm just going to plead guilty, and let me just get over this. My dad, you need counsel! Right?
They do know people that can kind of...
He hooks me up with this lawyer, okay? The guy turned out he was like a fucking tax attorney. It's like having a proctologist for like, I don't know, like a foot problem, right?
Yeah.
So we go down there, and I remember he's reading the report. He's laughing, reading the report. You remember saying this? Like it's funny.
Oh, man.
And my dad, who's a dentist, actually met this guy because this lawyer guy, he got shit-faced at a party and fell down some stairs and knocked his teeth out. That's how he met this guy. So he's this Irish guy, and this is hilarious to him, right? So we go into the court, and he goes, all right, this shouldn't be that difficult. Just sit here, I'll handle this. And I go, dude, am I gonna have to take the stand? He's like, no, don't worry about it. The second the thing starts, Mr. Burr, would you please come up and take the stand? I'm looking at him like, what the fuck?
What are you here for?
He's pretending to like shuffle papers, and I'm sitting there up on the stand. And the guy's going, so you'd agree under the penal code of the 769 something. And
I don't know what you're talking about.
And I'm looking at him. He's not reacting, my lawyer, and I'm just going, look, I'm just saying that I was drinking and driving. If that's what that was. And then the guy's like, so you admit to the penal code of 7609, blah, 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 that you were, So then I finally ended up getting it. They ended up getting me. I got it right before it was like the crime of the month. Like, you don't want to get arrested for that. They're going to show like how tough they are. I got like... What did I get? I only got like 45 days, and I got like 80 hours or 90 hours of like community service.
45 days what?
Like no driver's license. I didn't go to jail or nothing like that.
Okay, 45 days they took your license.
That's it? But they didn't count like the 2 weeks. There was 2 weeks before my trial or whatever, and they didn't count those days.
Not time served kind of thing.
Yeah. So then I had to go to like drunk school.
Drunk school?
What was the community service? What did you have to do?
I had to...
And did you complete all 90 hours?
Yeah, I did. I worked at Mount Sinai Hospital. I used to bring people down who had actually been, like, some of them had been, like, hit by drunk drivers.
Oh, of course. They got to tie it in.
Oh, dude, it was fucking brutal. And one of the funnier things, though, was in the drunk class, you had to go to, you had to go to a couple of AA meetings. You had to go to this drunk class every Saturday, right? All these fucking drunk losers getting dropped off.
AA meeting? It's not like you have a fucking problem. You were out drinking. It's like, I never understood that, how they got to tie it into the AA thing.
You know what? I was 21 when it happened, but I mean, if you're like 45 and you're on your fucking third DUI,
Oh, well, then there's a problem.
Yeah, you look like Ted Kennedy. You might want to go to a meeting. Mm-hmm. So one funny ones was we had to go to a MAD meeting. Mothers Against Drinking and Driving. And I'm terrified. I'm thinking it's going to be me and like 7 mothers.
You motherfucker, I lost my boy.
Because the assholes like you. That's what I think.
Oh, God.
I show up, right? It's like 200 drunks sitting there, and one mother who lost her son.
Oh, no.
And she's up there trying to tell her story as these drunks are bitching about their cases to her. she's standing up there, and she's like, Timmy was coming home from band practice, and he got a flat, and then somebody's like going, I drive for a living. I only blew a .06.
How am I supposed to bring a paycheck home?
Yeah, you ought to be able to drive. And somebody goes like, yeah, I think they got a clause, like the grandfather clause. The guy's like, I call it the working man's clause. And then the lady's like, anyways, he was trying to change a tire on the side of the road, and I was just...
He was such a good boy.
Dude, that's when I was just like, that's one of those things where you just kind of look at the demographic that you've fallen into. Like, I really need to get my shit together.
Yeah, maybe drinking and driving. I've always been an advocate of I've known people that one beer, they are so fucked up, they can't walk. Never mind get behind the wheel. Other people, fine. I've always driven better drunk than I have sober. I'm much more attentive to what's going on because I don't want to get fucking caught. I will stop for every light. I will be. I'm not talking
but that isn't true, though.
drunk.
That isn't true, though.
It is true.
It isn't true. I saw a program on this.
I've seen it too.
And everyone
breaking distance, things like that. Fine.
Driving through the cones.
I'm not going to go through the fucking police road course when I'm having a few beers. But at 2 a.m. driving home from the bar with a buzz, not hammered drunk, but legally drunk, I will drive safer than I will driving without a fucking drink in me where I use sidewalks.
What a horrible, irresponsible message to put out to your listeners.
But here's what I want to do. Here's my solution to the problem.
He's got a great solution.
Drunk driver's license. Here is a license where you take a test. Now, the tax money that would come in.
Serious, Bill.
You take a special road test, and you slowly get your alcohol level up and take a very hard test, a driven test, and you will be rated.
I don't like
your
the tone
license.
A very hard test.
Very hard. Not just this fucking parallel park and you're fine. I'm talking cones involved.
And eggs.
Are children going to run out in front of your car during this test?
Yes, things like that. A very specialized course, where you then have a license that has an alcohol.
Why don't you just call a cab?
No, I want to drive home. I want to go to the bar. I want to drive home.
Oh, you're one of those guys?
Well,
you
in the
put
suburbs,
your arm behind your back to get your keys?
Yeah.
No, I want to drive home.
Suburbs.
You start talking about yourself in the third person. Anthony will be driving home tonight.
I'm fine. On your license, you would have something like 0.9.
That's when you know you're hammered. That is the classic line. I'm fine.
I'm fine.
I'm fine.
Don't
Get
worry
off
about
me.
it. When you've had to practice how to say I'm fine in the mirror, I'm fine.
Dude, I was bad for a while. I swear to God, I used to practice the alphabet backwards because that was one of the answers on the test.
That never works when you're drunk, though.
I literally used to do. I saw all my friends, the biggest drunks ever, all get pulled over, and they all passed it.
Wow.
Oh, I had a buddy. He got pulled over one time. He's one of those guys just, looks up in the air when he talks, completely uncoordinated anyways. So we're like, dude, there's no way. He was fucking hammered. Like, there's no way he's getting out of this. I remember he was standing behind the car, and they had, like, the cop light, like that blinding white light. And he's standing it. You just see his silhouette. It was like a Prince video as he's standing back there doing all, like, the moves. I don't know how he got out of it. And he got in the car. We're like, dude, you got to be fucking kidding me.
Yeah, sometimes it is surprising. They're letting you go. I'm ready to rat you out, you drunk fuck.
Oh, dude, just brutal, stupid night. I remember one night driving, and I'm in the passenger seat, and I feel I'm sleeping, and I feel the car, like, starting to bounce, and I look over, my buddy is, like, asleep on his arm. He probably fell asleep, literally for, like, 3 seconds.
Yeah. But you woke up at that.
I'm like, dude, what the fuck? He's like, dude, I can't drive it. You need
you better
he pulls over me, who was passed out. Now I'm driving.
Yeah.
Like I somehow feel more safe.
You're better. Yeah, that's. I think you should be able to take the test though and have a alcohol amount on your license, and if you're under that amount, it's fine. Even if you can fucking drive with a .13.
You want me to call the
politicians? And you ran through your test, and then you blow a .9. Cop lets you go because I'm rated for a 1.13. Let's get him on the phone. It is a brilliant idea.
You should call a cab. You should never drive drunk. It's a stupid thing to do.
Bill Burr says.
Let's say hi to Zack in Arkansas. Zack.
Good morning, boys.
What's up, Zack?
Anthony Cuomo was pro drunk driving.
It's a great Pee-wee story. A buddy of mine gets one.
You know my last name.
Billy Barr.
What's that?
Yes, sir.
Buddy of
of mine's got the greatest DWI stories. Him and another buddy are out at a baseball game. They snuck in a pint of rum. They're drinking rum. They pick up these two sluts. It's late in May. They take them out to the lake. Get on my buddy's boat called Beverage Time, if you can imagine that. So they get on the boat. They're fucking around, trying to get with these girls. One of the guys says, "Man, I got to take a piss." So he's standing on the back of the boat. One of the chicks thinks it'd be real funny to goose the throttle a little bit.
Oh, shit.
Keep in mind it's May. It's probably maybe 75 degrees outside, making the water temperature fucking cold. So each drunk ass goes rolling off the back of the boat. Basically, when he hits the water, his body just seizes up. They got to drag him back onto the boat like a fucking tuna. They get him back on the boat. He's so fucking pissed he can't stand it. Take me back to the shore. Take me back. So they take him back to the shore. He's leaving. He's pissed. So he strips off every piece of clothing he's wearing because he doesn't want to fuck up his leather seats, puts it in the trunk and drives away. Roughly 5 minutes later, the two girls and the guy on the boat, all they hear is sirens. My buddy's passed out and hit a fucking tree, gets waken up fully naked by the sheriff.
That's a good one, man.
Arrested. He gets taken to the hospital because he's in the wreck. But the best part about it is, after he gets out of the hospital, bailed out of jail, he's delivering pizzas for Papa John's merely hours later.
Wow. That's a great story, Zach.
Love you guys. Be good.
All right, thank you, Zach. All right, there you go. Zach from Arkansas. Jordan in New York. What's up, Jordan?
What's going on?
Hey, man.
First of all, that license thing, not to be like Howard Stern, where you, that was my idea a while ago, but I like the idea.
And believe me, I'm getting instant feedback. Dude, what are you, stupid? They never do that for drunk people. Oh, really? I was going to present it to the politicians and really push this one as my agenda.
That's the best fucking idea ever.
Of course it is. It'll never be adopted.
Anyway, I was 16 years old, left the buddy's house completely wasted. We were driving to Burger King, and it was pouring rain. And I didn't realize right before Burger King, a cop had his flashers on. I pull over in Burger King. He goes, you're swerving. What's wrong? I go, I really couldn't see in front of me. The guy was swerving also, so I was just following him. He goes, let me see your license. And I didn't realize my window was halfway down, and it's fucking pouring. I went to hand him my license. I slammed my knuckles on the window. My license flies out the window, hits him in the chest. I go, oh, shit, my bad. At the same time he's going to bend down to get my license, I open my door, knock the guy in his head.
That's not good. No.
And then I couldn't find my registration because I was so fucked up. And my buddy in the front gave me a PBA card, and the officer goes, what's that? And I go, I don't know, my friend's father's an officer. And he's like, well, where's your registration? I really couldn't find it, and the guy was sick of standing there in the rain. He goes, all right, stop drinking and driving and let me go.
Let you go? Wow. Yeah, some people get lucky.
Pretty lucky. Yeah.
I got lucky once. I told that story on the expressway. I was drinking. He had me blow into the breathalyzer, but it wasn't enough to bring me in. And he told me I could have you sit here a while longer, but I'll let you go. And I had a case of beer. It was a case of beer in the seat because I was going down to the boat.
Yeah.
And there were like 4 of them out of the case.
Oh,
It's not like I said, give me a case less 4 at the 7-Eleven, and put that in my car. He has to know I drank those 4 beers.
A buddy of mine had the best, arraignment story as far as, the guy reading the story in front of the judge. They go, after repeatedly telling the defendant to stay in the car, the defendant got out of the car, threw his keys at my feet, and repeatedly stated, lock me up, I'm fucked up. I swear to God, that's a true story.
Let's go to Dan in Oklahoma. He has a great idea. Dan?
Hey, you need to get drunk before you get your driver's license renewed, so you'll be drunk on the picture, and then they can compare your drunk picture to your drunk self.
Yeah, I've heard that one before. That way you don't look so different when you're hammered.
Exactly.
All right, thanks, Dan.
Punch him out.
That was a fun show.
Very good.
Yeah. See, that's what we do.
Enter with a bang.
That's what we do. Make up shit and we get to 11 o'clock. That's it. All right, Ron and Fez are up next.
Yes,
Have we heard from Fez yet?
He's fine, but I haven't heard him on the show.
That's what I mean. Is today the day he calls in?
I don't know.
Because Ron's flying solo for a little bit.
Stay tuned.
So they figure all that out. But Fez is doing great, right?
Yes.
All right, it's Whip 'em Out Wednesday. Keep that going for us, guys. If you need a WOW sticker, send a self-addressed stamped envelope to us, and we'll send off a WOW sticker to you immediately so you, too, can get wowed. And if you're getting wowed out there because of your fine wow sticker, give us a call, 1-866-WOW-ME-05 or 05 probably. All right, 866-WOW-ME-05. This is called filler. I'm just trying to get to the end of the show. We got like 10 seconds left, so.
10?
Something like that.
How many now?
12.
Bill Burr, not possible.
Because it was actually 14
It's
when
8 now, yeah.
Well, now it's 6. Bill Burr, thank you.
Thank you.
We'll plug your Thanksgiving gig tomorrow because you'll be in tomorrow again, okay?
Okay.
Bill Burr.